Brian Williams, the right tackle for your Houston Texans, and you're listening to Houston Wrestling Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Jay Lethal, also known as the Black Machismo, and I thought about calling myself the Black Nate, but nonetheless, whatever my name is, you are listening to Houston Wrestling Radio.
Hello and welcome everyone to the 42nd edition of Houston Wrestling Radio. This is Abel.
This is Travis.
This is Chris.
Hey, Chris!
Rebels!
Yeah, Chris is back, and you're back on a semi-permanent basis, I guess we'll say.
Yeah, the summer of suck continues.
We could stick with that. Summer of Suck, right?
Makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. Chris, you did that a little bit too well.
That's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
You weren't complaining?
You know what? Zing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so,
We're starting the show and you're already out of your voice, man. You're already losing your voice.
Already.
God.
So we have a pretty good week here worth of wrestling to talk about, so we're going to get to all
I don't know
that
if it'd be
stuff.
good or not, but it was a lot of wrestling stuff to talk about.
Well, there were several interesting things.
Interesting. That's a good word. We'll stick with interesting.
Nah, I'll stick with suck.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, we'll get to the opinions of how it went later. But we also have another special guest with us here today. We have Pete from Gnar World Order. Say hi, Pete.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yay! I was trying to do the Kermit the Frog.
That's our studio audience right there.
Don't pay attention to him. He's an idiot. Anyway, Pete. So you're with the Gnar World Order. You're the singer, right?
My mom
Yep,
thought I was cool.
vocals and yeah. Singer, yeah.
Vocals and that's it. All right, cool. Yeah, hey, everybody's got to, do what you do, right?
Yeah, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, someone's got to do it. Okay. All right, there you go. So, you've done our music for us here for a little while. We've also had news.
The whole time.
Well, yeah, the whole time, ever since we, pretty much started. And we've had, music on our show.
Thanks for using our music.
Yeah, no problem, dude. It's thanks for letting us use it. That's really cool. Yeah, man. So, you told me a little while ago that you might be coming up with some new music. You're coming out with a new EP?
Yeah, we're probably going to record a couple tracks for a split with a band called Spanish Disposition. They're out of Houston. We'll be recording with my buddy Andrew up in the Heights. We're just waiting on, the tour to be over and a little bit of work and making some money.
Okay. So. Sounds good. You mentioned the tour in there. What's the dealio with the tour? Give us all the...
Well, we leave... All right, we leave tonight on tour.
Tonight, Wednesday. Yeah, okay.
So, we kick off at Riptide. That's over on Seawall and Galveston, 9th Street. That starts off around... We got like 6 bands playing, so it's going to start off around 7. Probably going to do a little bit of barbecuing out there, too. Try to raise some money. And then Thursday we play Dean's in Knoxville in downtown. After, we all go to SmackDown.
Yeah! That's right. And that ain't too far away from the Toyota Center neither.
No, it's right there, so...
Yeah, right as you leave Toyota Center, head on down to Dean's and then check out the GWO.
Yeah, right there on Main Street in Preston?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What after that, what other dates you got lined up?
Well, after that, Friday, we're leaving Houston to go play in New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah, at Britannia Bar, somewhere uptown. We're playing with 2 Houston bands, Keno Sims and Kosei.
Okay.
Then we hit Lake Charles Saturday. Sunday, it's Shreveport. And then we got 2 days off, so we're going to spend them kicking it in Austin. Probably getting into trouble or something. Maybe I'll see if there's like an Anarchy Championship Wrestling show or something.
Maybe, yeah,
go.
that'd be cool if the timing works out on that.
I
would hope they have a show.
Wait, no, I'm gonna be there Monday, Tuesday. No, that probably won't happen.
Got our hopes up for nothing, you bastard.
Yeah, that'd be fun though.
All right.
Yeah, we play Austin Wednesday the 31st. Then San Antonio, Corpus, Port Arthur.
Damn, so you're going like all over the freaking place.
Yeah, at least Louisiana, Texas.
Well, yeah. In our...
If we had more money, we'd be going to Florida.
You don't want to go to Florida.
That's all people. They
I'd
go
take
there
a
to
whole
die.
week off there to go catch an FCW show or something.
Yeah, or an NXT.
Or NXT, yeah, whatever.
All right. So, all right. So you're bringing up the little wrestling things here and there. Some people might be thinking, well, you're just interviewing a rock star guy. I mean, why? This is a wrestling show. Well, Pete and everybody.
Rock star, man.
Well, amateur rock star.
More like a rock spark.
Not a full star yet.
No, he's getting there.
Yeah.
I'm in the indies when it comes to that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what I was trying to get at is that you're a wrestling fan, and as are a couple of people in your band, and hell, you named your band Gnar World Order, close to, New World Order, and that's what your logo is like.
It's just
after
too
all.
rad to
yeah.
be this bad.
I get it now.
Yeah, see, Travis finally gets it.
I need
Welcome to the show, Travis.
Yeah! So that's pretty cool that you guys, have this, stuff going on with your music, but you also, try to incorporate, wrestling things into your music and that type of stuff. So that's pretty awesome.
Pretty much keep our music really high, energy, really aggressive. And hell, I've even bladed at a show.
Really? You bladed at a show?
Yeah, completely, it was, on the Strand at Bruise Brothers. And, that's where I work. Well, we were playing, and the bartender throws a bottle for one of our songs, Grenade.
Uh-huh.
And it hits the floor. But no one's paying attention to that because they just see they
just see a bottle flying?
Yeah, and then just a bunch of crazy stuff going on, like a guitarist in a dress, playing barefoot, and
What?
running around with pigtails on, lipstick. Yeah.
What?
That's
Rock stars.
Yeah,
Like,
So I just
I would
kinda,
question someone actually throwing a bottle, but hey, that's just me.
we asked the bartender to do it. It was all right.
Well,
If they see it coming, it's cool.
Yeah, okay.
If it comes by surprise, you're
It was
fucked.
expected. It was part of the set. But yeah, so it hits, and I just pick up, a piece of it, and I just blade right on my forehead. And when I get up,
Dusty Road style.
just Dusty Road style, man. When I get up, I just have, a whole crimson mask going. The audience just looks, gasps, and every single person takes a step back. And then we just go right into the song.
and then they cheer.
Yeah, it was. I had to upstage the guy who kept from the other band that we were playing with his garbage dump. It was really funny, but he kept taking his pants. He was playing with his pants off, and he was just waving his dick around. So
What?
And that's his
So it's a family show. It's a family tour. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect
So-
show to take to Florida.
Something had to go. Something had to beat that. So
So you had to blade yourself. There you
I had
go.
to bleed.
Yeah. That's the one thing that beats public nudity. Blood.
Blood. Yeah.
I do it for the fans.
He flared.
Yes, he does it for the fans. Oh God. Okay.
Anybody throw the X up after the set? list is over?
No. You blade and then you flop. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's no flop. It was more Dusty Road. So
Yeah, okay.
definitely.
Yeah.
If you will.
Yeah.
Gotta come on, lead.
Nah, baby, that's for
Come on,
somebody else.
lead.
We're gonna put you right where you at right now.
Well, that sounds like it's a hell of a fun show you guys put on. So, anybody out there listening, you want to go to a cool show, check out any of these tour dates that GWO is going to be putting on, especially the one right after SmackDown. If you're going to be at SmackDown, you're going to be right there. So why not just go over a few blocks and go watch the show right after?
It's only
SmackDown.
$3. There's about 8 bands playing.
$3 for 8 bands.
Yeah.
That's
Do
a
you know
bargain.
exactly what time your set starts?
I think our set starts around 11:30.
Oh, alright.
So what time does doors open for SmackDown?
Doors
The
open for
the
SmackDown
show will
6.
probably be over by 10.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was figuring. So yeah, I'll be right after that.
Nice.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
We even got this one band, the Blackout Heist.
Mhm.
And my trumpet player and I were actually in their music video, which we were going to be doing a screening of there. And that was sponsored by Southern Star Brewing, so we got a bunch of free beer out of it.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you save any?
Oh, hell no.
Damn. Taste test or something. We need product.
You don't need nothing. You're crazy enough as it is. Damn troublemaker. All right. So, that's all well and good. Hopefully we'll get a couple of more listeners to check you guys out. And of course, we're always going to, plug you and support you. And because I know you and Gnar World Order, y'all support us. So that's really awesome. We're also going to, just kind of keep you on for the rest of the show. Before we do that, just kind of get to know you a little bit better as far as like the wrestling side of it goes. Let me ask you, who or what got you into wrestling?
Well, it was probably when I was about 5 or 6. I went with my uncle to see a show. I don't remember if it was, I think it was Consejo Mundial. And we went over there, and it was in Mexico. I spent a lot of time over there in Mexico as a kid. Mm-hmm. And I got to see Octagon and a couple other guys. So I was really into Octagon and El Hijo de Santo. Mm-hmm. Because I grew up watching some of those movies and stuff like that, like Santo contra las momias, all that. And then, as I got a little older, started watching Raw, probably around, I don't know, 95.
Okay.
90.
So right smack dab, like, in
right
the
when
new age, right before that.
Yeah, Rocky,
started, yeah.
The Rock was still Rocky, wearing his crazy ass colored, looking like Coco
Tassels.
Beware or something, man.
His
I don't know what he
initiation.
was doing with that stupid grin. But I was always an Austin guy, definitely for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was a Mr. Ass. Big time Mr. Ass fan, dude. I love New Age Outlaws.
That was awesome the way you said that.
Yeah.
I'm an ass man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Navios.
he's a.
Oh, you didn't know?
Oh, Abel's the ass.
Oh, no, I
Your ass better call somebody!
Oh, bad! You just broke my microphone.
and probably everybody's speaker that's listening to this.
Probably, yeah. Wow. Okay. So
I got hyped, man.
And you're complaining about me. Punto.
That's why he's the singer there, Gnar World Order. He's got the pipes. He's got the pipes for it. All right.
Yeah, he's just showcasing his skill, that's all.
Yeah, that's all it was. A little bit of
Speaking of that, you can download our EP at www.gnarworldorder.bandcamp.com.
It's called War on Tourism, right?
Yeah, War on Tourism.
Yep.
Also, actually, we're hoping to have Tex Lone Star from Doomsday Wrestling do a little voice track on
Are you serious?
on the split that's coming up. Yeah,
Really? That'd be so cool.
that's what's supposed to happen. Hopefully in October when we're recording it. So.
Well, now that you called him out on it on this show, yeah, I'm sure.
He has no choice but to approve.
Right,
Right.
yeah.
if not, he can. If I got to wrestle somebody for it, I'll take.
Precious Jules.
What? No, man. I'll take on, what's his name? The Dashing Cody Young, man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Dashing.
yeah.
Nigel
I hope you're
Assington.
listening.
Yes.
Nigel
Assington.
Is he? That's his,
That's his name, yeah.
His name. Alright, well, Nigel Assington.
Calling him out.
Yeah, I'm calling you out, man. If you want a piece of this,
Oh, no.
if you're listening,
You do...
mustache versus mustache, brother.
Oh, snap! Crackle Mitch Pop!
Stash for stash.
Oh, my God.
It's just too rad to be this bad.
Oh, God. You are aware that he was on our show and he called you out.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
he
was
called you
listening.
Peter the Wiener.
Peter the Wiener. I met him at OniCon in
Yes.
Galveston. That's where I met him. And he kept cutting promos on me in the hallway.
I believe it.
Those Doomsday guys.
Yeah. He was just walking around OniCon, and you know what OniCon is, right? The
Yeah.
anime convention that they moved to Galveston. Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Well, yeah. I don't know if you guys were there, but they were trying to kick us out.
Rockstar over here. Jeez.
So Rockstar trying to get kicked out. Yeah, of course.
Well,
Don't be modest.
our friends were in an anime theme song cover band.
All right.
And they had like a little room where you didn't have to pay to get in, and it was just set off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
And they were playing in there, and we decided to set up after them. And we were louder than the rave, well, the supposed rave that was going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
Cops were called. lady kept screaming at me, "Hey, can you guys turn down?" I just kept shouting memes at her. I was like, "Haters gonna hate." And we just kicked into songs. And it was just a bunch of nerds in cosplay dancing around. And just, I mean, we had like 20 nerds in a pit. All cosplayed up. I saw one schoolgirl fly into a row of chairs. Man, it was awesome. It was awesome. And then there were two dudes chicken fighting in the middle of it all. And this was like our third show ever.
Awesome.
Wow.
It was so ridiculous. It's so much fun.
That sounds ridiculous, and it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
You sold us on Anicon. We'll be there next year.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's it.
Done.
All right. So, I guess, that's enough of that. If we come up with, more crazy stories, feel free. But we're going to go ahead and just move on with the rest of the show and just talk about,
Just YouTube Pete Hesher and you'll find some crazy stuff.
I'm sure.
A couple backyard matches.
Oh, this guy's already doing it. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
He's going to bring it up.
But anyways, continue.
Yeah, so let's just, talk a little bit about Impact, WWE, and the world of wrestling and all that good stuff, and just have a grand old time. Sounds good?
Sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good.
All right. I had said before we started recording the show, and so did you, Chris, saying that you want to start with Impact this week.
Oh, yeah. We'll get the bad stuff over with.
It's funny that you said that way, because I thought this past episode of Impact was pretty darn good.
The episode would be alright, but there's a whole lot of backstory.
Yes.
That needs to be addressed before we even get to the show.
Okay, let's get to that. We had even more releases this week.
Mm-hmm.
We had...
Today, actually.
Well, yeah, one today was Jesse Sorensen. He got released.
Yeah.
We also had D'Lo get released, as well as Bruce Pritchard. He's gone too now.
I had tequila with Bruce Pritchard one time.
Do tell.
with the real Bruce Pritchard, or you were just that drunk, or you were just that drunk that you were drinking with a guy that looked close enough like Bruce Pritchard that you could pull it off.
I went to go see Robert Irvine, the chef on TV.
Yes.
I went to go
Gail
see
Kim's husband.
Yeah, but she wasn't there. I kept asking him about it.
Okay.
I went to go see them at the Grand Ole Opera House. The Grand Opera House. Yeah. Whatever. They're in Galveston. Old buildings, man.
Yeah.
Screw them.
They survived the floods and the fires and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Fuck.
Anyways, but yeah, so
We'll get him one of these days.
I stayed for the autograph signing, and I was the last guy in line. Well, I told the guy at the door, "Hey, I'm gonna be the last guy in line. Just keep the door open. I'm gonna run back to the bar, because there's a bar across the street. So I just kept running back and forth, having a beer. The line was like 50 people, so I finally.
There's about 45 drinks.
Right before it was cut off, I went over in there, met up with him, and since I was the last guy, him and Bruce Pritchard were there. They wound up going to another bar, and I just called suit and had tequila with Bruce, which is cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, what's up, Bruce Pritchard? Want to have a shot?
Let me buy you a drink.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
And now he's released.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that one time down in Galveston drinking tequila with that one crazy dude,
That
with
Heyman
that-
guy, fuck.
Yeah, I'd still be employed.
I even kind of cut a promo on him when I was leaving. I left with, "Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, Bruce. Now I'm going to go break wellness policy." And then I just walked out the bar.
Wow. Was he impressed or not impressed?
I don't know. I just walked out. You just leave it at that.
Drop the mic.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, he can't help you anymore to get you in TNA for your promo skills because he's not there anymore to do that for you.
They have no creative.
And they're still doing gut check, right?
No.
Not without Bruce.
I don't think.
It's really kind of...
Why would they bother?
They
Why would
just
they do
released all the gut check people that they were gonna keep. So what's the
What's the
there's
point?
no credibility to it anymore anyway.
Yeah, and I mean, Pritchard was one of the main guys behind doing it, so with him gone, I'd imagine it's
Gone.
I would think, but I mean...
Man, if I was Al Snow, I'd be looking around and see who's hiring right now.
Yep.
He's the last one left.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And there's more cuts coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is hard times for TNA, and it's interesting because there's we don't know exactly what's on the balance sheet. You know, we don't really get to see, but all of this stuff kind of leads people to speculation to believe that TNA is in dire straits right now, financially.
And it's not just the releases. You know, WWE releases people. You know, it happens.
Every year they have like a big release party.
Yeah,
like
but there's other stuff going on other than releases. You know, we mentioned it last week, a couple weeks ago, how, everybody's not being paid.
Yeah.
That's a problem. They're about a month behind on their payroll. There was some other information that came out this past week. There was a house show that happened.
Yes.
I know, Chris, you were mentioning about that earlier.
Yes, they had a house show in Missouri. More than half of the roster couldn't get their licensing, the Missouri license to perform. So the roster was about the size of Bully Ray, Devon, Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Robert Roode, James Storm, Gunner. They did a couple of matches, and then they all came back to do a big tag match. The show was about an hour and a half long, and they had offered refunds before the show even started.
Wow.
And they offered a free meet and greet. Well, quote unquote free meet and greet.
The meet and greet was free, but there was a certain superstar in the back, one Jeff Hardy. He was you could get his autograph and take your picture with him
At the free meet and greet?
Yeah, for $20.
Whoa.
Oh, and you had to use, it was like it was $10 for autograph, $10 for a photo, and you had to use your own camera for the photo. So yeah, out of just from a PR point of view, stance.
Yeah, you're doing the free meet and greet to try to make up for a mess up, and then you're having your superstars charge $20.
Yeah.
It was TNA not paying Jeff enough as it is?
Yeah.
And that's why he had to start charging people for autographs?
And let's look at another situation in itself. This house show, 500 people.
Yeah.
For a house show.
And that's not saying how many people actually got refunds and how many people actually stayed.
Yeah.
That was 500 sold before the fiasco happened with the roster.
Well, okay. Why did that happen with the roster?
Licensing in any state, you have to get licensing with the board, with the commission, with the athletics commission. You sign up, you take a couple of drug tests, piss or whatever, you get licensed for the year. Apparently, the licensing wasn't done by the time the house show date came. Because WWE has house shows like 4 or 5 months in advance already booked.
Right.
TNA, they're on the fly for the last couple of weeks, and Bruce Pritchard, who's in charge of handling all that, was gone before the date.
And nobody picked up the slack.
Oh, and on top of that, guess who else wasn't on the card?
Who?
The new champion, Chris Sabin.
Really?
Yeah, his license, he didn't
have the license either. So, a TNA house show without your TNA champion.
Yeah,
newly crowned.
Yes.
TNA champion. And without half of your advertised roster there either. That sounds like a big fiasco, man. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so there's all kinds of things. This kind of leads people to speculate. What is really going on with TNA? Are they in that bad of a shape where they can't even keep track of the roster?
Right.
And who's allowed to wrestle? It's not like they have a huge roster like WWE. Sometimes we'll hear occasionally, very rarely, about a WWE wrestler not able to compete because he's not licensed, but that's like few and far between.
Well, most of the time that's because of like a visa issue.
Exactly, yeah.
Or warrants. I think R-Truth can't go to Canada. He can't cross. He can't cross the border because of his warrants or because of probation. There's certain things like
the truth hurts.
Angelina Love couldn't get warrant because of her visa. Her Canadian visa.
She was gone for like a few months on TV. And So, with all that being said, let's look at the actual product itself.
Yeah, that's what I brought up. I thought that this was a damn good episode of Impact.
Okay, we can talk about that.
The bulk of it was actually pretty good. Having all the stuff that's already happened before, I'm not sure if Chris Sabin's the guy right now to put the belt on.
Okay.
No.
I don't know what part we're going to be agreeing with on this, but I do agree that from the booking of that match, it was Sabin versus Bully Ray for the title. Mm-hmm. Sabin did win. He beat Bully. But the booking of that match was just shitty.
The match itself, I admit, wasn't all that good. It was kind of slow. Yeah, it sucked. It was slow. It was kind of... That match wasn't about the wrestling. That match was about the storyline. And that's why I could kind of forgive it, because storyline wise, that's a big point in the major storyline of Aces and Eights and the Main Event Mafia and all that. But yeah, the match itself, it was just horrible.
It didn't do anything for
wasn't
Sabin.
No, it did not.
It hurt. Actually, I think it hurt him.
I think it hurt all parties involved.
Yeah, it's he looked weak throughout the whole thing. He couldn't. I think he's on his back more than anything in this whole match.
Yeah,
and he had to cheat to win. He had to use their hammer to.
Yeah, he had to use the ball peen hammer. That was the only thing that I took issue with as far as like storyline wise goes with that match. That he had to get the heel win, and he was beating Bully with that. And
yeah.
He
didn't overcome the odds.
Exactly. Like this was a great overcome the odds story that could have happened, and it kind of did. But I think TNA was going for more of a poetic justice kind of thing, like, oh, you live by the hammer, you die by the hammer kind of thing. But I don't think they pulled it off quite as well.
I didn't even catch that, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they didn't totally pull it off. It just made Sabin look a little bit weak, like he needed to use the hammer to win.
Yeah.
Not like I'm getting my vengeance on the Aces and Eights, so I'm going to use the hammer. But
right.
I think that's what they were going for. But aside from that, I like the idea of Sabin being the champion. I like the idea of him beating Bully Ray. And I did not expect it. I expected Bully to keep the title, and I expected it to be like a big DQ schmoz, and that would lead into Sabin joining the Main Event Mafia. But that's exactly what didn't happen. Sabin's not in the Main Event Mafia yet. He could still be later. He's the champ, and now the power is taken away from the Aces and Eights, which is something we talked about a long time ago. Somebody needs to take away the power from Aces and Eights sooner rather than later, so they don't get out of control like the NWO.
Yeah, and just go.
Which, if you think about it...
That was a great sound effect there, Pete.
If you think about it, there is a new member of Main Event Mafia. It's Dixie. She's firing all the Ace and Eights guys. There you go. Doc, D'Lo, they're fired again.
They're gone. Yeah.
Storyline wise, I disagree with you completely.
Okay.
We've had the conversation before that the whole title match in general, how last year it was building up to a very good pay-per-view that built up into a very good match, and that this year it was just going to wind up out of nowhere on a free episode of Impact Wrestling that had absolutely no build to it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Would you really want if the big turning point of the Aces and Eights and Aces and Eights and Main Event Mafia, did you want that to happen as something like Bound for Glory? That you're already building a pay-per-view up to, that you've already got two people in your Main Event Mafia, one who's already still in the lead, in a huge lead in the series. That you could have had one of those guys actually turn the tide at Bound for Glory and still build up Main Event, the Mafia plus Aces and Eights, and still keep that feud going. Or we'll just throw a fork in the road and have Chris Sabin cash in the title match, and out of nowhere, and especially in the state that the company's in right now with all their finances. Yeah, let's put our heavyweight title in a guy that's been out for a year and a half on injury, who can literally tie his shoelace right now and he can hurt himself again and he'll be out another 6 months. The fuck. In that aspect, the whole to me it kind of made me lose a little bit of interest in the whole Main Event Mafia Aces and Eights storyline in general, let alone as good as the rest of the action was in the episode that we'll get to. If the meat and potatoes is Aces and Eights Main Event Mafia, I'm stuffed. Like,
okay.
There's two analogies I want to get to real quick here.
Go ahead.
From this match, it's like I think we've compared it before to the old WCW.
Yeah.
There's two things that popped in my mind. Once when I was watching, and once just now when you were talking about it. The match itself, the way it was booked, reminded me of, if y'all remember from WCW, it was the Millionaires Club versus the New Blood. There was Hogan versus Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
And they got Billy Kidman over. He got the win over Hogan, but Hogan whipped his ass that whole match. And then it was like a roll-up or something, and Billy Kidman won. So he won, quote-unquote, but he looked shitty, like,
what did he win?
Exactly, yeah. That's one analogy. The other one was, the fact that what you were just saying, just reminded me when you were saying this, about, just throwing on, TV, having a real quick win. That reminded me of, again, Hogan and Goldberg. The big Atlanta show on Nitro, they give that shit away for free. And that was a big build-up, too.
Yeah.
That's even worse in this case, but, still, it's just kind of the same thing. You're going to go in there changing the title from the big group right now, and you just want to just give it away for free.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. This should have been on a pay-per-view. And there's no real good excuse for why it's not on pay-per-view, and there's no good excuse for saying why Destination X is on free effing TV. Like, Destination X should have been a pay-per-view. It definitely should have.
Yeah, because that just discredits the whole X division right there.
Yeah.
I mean, which they've been doing for years.
Well, just the whole cashing in the X title. That devalues it just by itself.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's something I could agree on. But I'm going to argue for Sabin a little bit here. Yes, Sabin has been injured, and like you said, he could tie his shoe and blow out another knee. But he's been around for so long, and he's been so good before, the injuries or whatever. If anybody deserves to wind up getting a turn in the main event scene in TNA, it's Sabin. AJ got his turn, Joe got his turn, Rude got his turn, Storm got his turn. He's the only other original guy that hasn't got his turn in the main event scene.
That's the problem with TNA. This isn't the union. You don't work for 15 years and all of a sudden you get your 401k, which is a title shot. Why do you think that everything's failed? Do you think did Henry get the belt on WWE after he put in all his time?
No.
Not yet, no.
Not yet.
And that's one of many examples. Like the TNA, like, oh, hey, we know you? All right, we'll give you a shot. Oh, you've been here for a week? All right, we'll give you a shot. You've been here forever? All right, we'll give you a shot. Everybody that walks into the door gets a shot, and that's it.
Because they know they're Bush League.
I mean, Sabin's a great worker, but I mean,
he's good as an X Division wrestler. Right. He is the shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit belongs in the toilet. The better stuff belongs in the cupboard somewhere. So that's where you keep it.
You really think that he shouldn't be a main event guy? Period. I mean, take out the parameters of this match and this storyline in this week. Do you think Sabin could have ever been or ever will be a main event guy in TNA?
No.
Really?
I think he can be built up. It's just.
Do you think Santino deserves a WWE title ever 15 years from now?
Santino, no.
Just because he's been there for 15 years?
Santino, no. But we're not talking about Santino.
We're talking about some guy who puts in work as a serious, puts it in as a serious wrestler. Yeah.
I think this would have worked if they didn't pull the trigger so fast on Sabin.
That too.
He's
only been there for a month after the injury.
Definitely need more time.
And before that, he wasn't even a singles guy. He was a tag team wrestler before that,
Yeah.
Doing very well as a tag team guy, And then he's out for at least a year. Was it longer than that?
It was more than a year.
So, even in WWE terms, if you're gone 6 months, you got to build that character back up.
Stone Cold comes back from neck injury in October. Mm-hmm. He doesn't win the title in WrestleMania 17, and that's like 6 months.
That's true.
Yeah. Every WWE has this huge orgy about giving a belt to somebody that comes back from an injury, but that doesn't happen like in a week. Mm-hmm. That takes time. That takes time for the character to be reintroduced to the audience with the new story that they just came back from injury, and give it time to go to most of the market. So like to go up north and to go down south and to go west, so that everybody can see. Hey, you know what? I remember that guy. Wasn't he banged up? Oh man, he's kicking ass. You know what? I think he's ready.
Yeah.
A month and a half?
Yeah.
Really? 3 tapings, literally. A month and a half. 3 tapings, 3 different cities. Is that
probably just 2 different cities? But
is that all it takes? Really?
And and going back to what you said, whenever Sabin first returned, you were expecting more.
I was.
They did I think week before a vignette of.
It was like 2 or 3 weeks saying, "Hey,
he's coming back. He's rehabbing and everything. He's coming back." But then when he returned, it was like his music hit. He came out, did his little pose, and went to his ring and had his match. And that was it.
And that was it. No other hype. No other nothing.
They should have done. They should have done little blips before his match started. Something to get us excited for it, not just bam. Okay, here
promos
maybe,
and
storyline. On the fly, interview right there.
Yeah, that could work. Backstage.
Anything. Yeah. Anything to get the audience excited for it. You can't just rely on name or just the fact that you're telling people that he's coming back from an injury.
Also, based on the fact that he's a company man, he's the original, they should have done something special for him. Something nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For his return,
Yeah, he deserved that. That would have built him up a lot more.
Yeah.
If they were planning on giving him the title.
Okay, let's
maybe they weren't planning on giving him the title.
Let's tie this into him winning, and then the current state of TNA. Is this a desperation act to try to get a face, like a kind of a face with the crowd,
to do something so shocking that it creates buzz?
That, and the fact that he's everybody likes him, and nobody likes, or supposedly he's a heel. I mean, for Bully Ray, so you naturally want your face to be the champion. So do you think this is just a desperation act to
put the title on a face to see if they could start getting ratings
and to get
back
the buzz,
or something?
to get the buzz going?
Maybe. And honestly, I don't see a problem in that. I mean, why not put a title on a face that's over with a lot of people?
They got to trust something to save their asses.
But then that goes back to the question: is he? You just said it. You got to put on a title on somebody on a face that's over with a lot of people. Do you really think he's over with a lot of people?
I think so, but with TNA's main core audience, probably not with anybody outside of TNA's core audience. Yeah, I like Sabin. I think everybody that's like a TNA fan likes Sabin.
But if you're just a casual, if you're just a casual,
like is a loose word. Like that's okay.
Okay, I got really excited when I found out he was
Chris Sabin. Oh my fucking god, he's gonna win the title. That's people that, and you guys just reacted like, oh, I like Chris Sabin. So that means next year, Petey Williams is gonna be our new champion if they make it to next year. And then the year after that, fuck it, Manic. You're he's gonna be the TNA heavyweight champion. And then the year after that, Jesse Sorensen in the jar like Futurama. He's gonna be the heavyweight champion because he's paid his dues. Is that how it works? Is that why they're so successful right now?
As long as Dixie's around, I guess.
Oh shit.
I don't know. I think more people out there like Sabin than what you realize, Chris. I mean, there were so many people online marking out when that happened. They're like, oh my god,
I tweeted about it.
But there's people marking out.
Yeah.
There's people marking out. That's it.
For the moment. Exactly. Imagine a winner winning the Royal Rumble, ready for his title match at WrestleMania, and then 2 weeks after the Rumble, out of nowhere, somebody just takes the title. Like, exactly.
Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. But then again, you're talking about somebody taking the title from somebody that's already an established number one contender who would win the Royal Rumble winner. Here with this, there is no such person right now. Anyway, they're doing the Bound for Glory series, but there's not a winner yet. So yeah, somebody just kind of took the title, but there hasn't been another number one contender in there. But yes, I agree with you. It should be at a pay-per-view and people should have paid for it or whatever. And the build-up could have been better. But I still don't mind the fact that we were, one, surprised about something. Something happened on TNA that we didn't expect. And two, I don't mind the fact that Sabin is the one that has the title. I don't mind it that much if they handle it right from here on out. Well, that remains to be seen. Yeah. And faith in TNA right now is at an all-time low. But I don't think Sabin being the title holder is a bad thing inherently.
So you said if they do it right.
Correct.
Which leads me to my next gripe.
Okay.
We just had a one-night-only pay-per-view, Hardcore Justice 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So why in the fuck are we getting Hardcore Justice in next month's TNA Impact episode?
What?
Where Chris Sabin will be defending the heavyweight championship against Bully Ray.
What?
The same thing that you just complained about
when did they announce this?
The taping after.
Oh, so this isn't on TV yet?
No,
Are you giving out spoilers?
No, they announced this somewhere that they're doing Hardcore Justice.
I'm sure they announced it.
Yeah, announced it somewhere on a fucking spoiler.
They're doing it's not a spoiler, dude. It's not a spoiler. The point is they're doing it again.
Right.
Another pay-per-view quality show.
Impact, yeah.
That's going to be put on Impact.
Right. Which I don't think that should be happening. I agree with you.
It's too gimmicky and you're just giving away your product, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they learned nothing from WCW. Who's in TNA now that was in WCW that would know how to prevent these things?
Hogan!
Oh yeah, he's here.
Wait.
Yeah.
Jarrett.
Yeah, the founder of TNA.
Yeah.
Is Bischoff still back there too?
So we're gonna.
Oh yeah, there's you know how not only did they not learn from their mistakes, now there's fucking 2 Bischoffs there. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, there is 2 Bischoffs. That's a big problem.
Double the Bischoff, double the problems. I got 99 problems, and Bischoffs are all of them.
Bischoffs are 2 of them.
This guy over here.
Wazy.
Okay. Can we talk about the things that we did like from Impact now?
All right. Moving on. WWE.
All right.
It's not like they gave their heavyweight title to a cruiserweight. Whatever. Okay, good.
I have.
Yet.
Right. And, that was my gripe last week about the whole premise of the X Division holder, X Division Championship holder challenging for the heavyweight title because there's the weight class thing. But
Right.
We talked about that last week. Let's not revisit
we
that.
don't need to beat a dead
Yeah. All right. That'll be after we finish recording. Anyway,
We just throwing it out there because you got somebody that blades, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you got a bleeder here.
I had 2 match of the week candidates from this past episode of Impact, and one of them was Petey Williams versus Homicide versus Sanjay Dutt in the triple threat qualifier for an X Division. Yes. Oh God, Homicide. He still has it, man. I don't understand why TNA ever let him go in the first place. Money. That's probably what it is. Same reason why you're getting rid of everybody now. But that match was great, and it was a great reminder of what the TNA X Division once was and what TNA once was. It was just very fluid, very crisp, fast-paced. Everything you would expect from the X Division and you would expect from guys like Sanjay Dutt, Petey Williams, and Homicide. And I say that's a match of the week candidate. Do you agree or disagree?
It was a good match. I just wouldn't put it up there.
Okay.
I wouldn't put it up there that high. Going towards the end of the end of the show, how you just said that it reminded you what was good about the X Division.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the night, it reminded me of what's bad about the X Division, and you've already agreed with it. You probably agree with it over there. The triple threat matches are fucking sucks, man.
On every occasion, you can't do that. You can't do that every time.
You can't do that every time, yeah. And that they do spam that with the X Division matches because
The new rule.
well, you throw in one other guy and some crazy shit's bound to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The premise of always having 3 ways is not You can't always have a 3-way. It won't be special no
He
more.
walks away. He gets nervous.
TNA, if there's anybody from TNA that's listening, which probably isn't a chance in hell, the first lesson that they need to do in order to fix their company is to realize that Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles triple threat match is never, ever, ever going to happen again. Don't try to recreate it. Don't try to carbon copy it. Don't try to pull something out of your ass and try to compare it. It's over.
Yeah.
There's been great X Division matches that only involve 2 fuckers. You don't need a third one lubing up the joint. That's it. They need to get off it. They need to stop the triple threat matches. It's done. Like it's making a lot. As good as the first match was, as good as the second match was, as decent as the third match was, it would be so much better without the third guy.
Right. We've said this before so many times. It lends itself to lazy booking and not good storytelling by having them always be all 3-way matches.
We can't do a storyline.
Exactly. You can't.
You can't.
But if you just look at it just from the in-ring wrestling and the performance that the 3 guys in the ring are doing, I think that match, in particular, that one that we were talking about, was damn good. And I would like to give
Better than the
props.
second one?
Yes. Better than the second one. And I say that one and the last one, the one with Trent, I don't know what they're calling him now. Yeah, Trent Beretta, but what did he call him? Marciano?
Trent Beretta's in there now?
Trent Beretta was there, yeah. They call him Marciano or something.
Well, I'm sure that's his real name.
We're invaded by another sexy ghost again.
Your cat sounds so sick right now. You need to take it to the vet. It sounds like a drunk dude. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with your cat. You need to get it fixed.
And all of a sudden, your cat is black.
Yes. So, handle it, bro. Handle it. Put a muzzle on it. Take it
I
outside.
got a spray bottle of water.
Take a litter box, the cage, whatever. Handle it.
Well, anyway.
It's your place.
Sweetheart.
It's your place. You handle it.
I'll get right on that after the show.
Okay.
Chris.
All right. So,
We need to keep our listeners.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Trent Beretta.
I got you.
Can we move on? Trent Beretta versus Rockstar Spud versus Rubik's. I like that one also, and I want to put that one up also for Match of the Week candidate.
All right.
I don't know. I like Trent Beretta in the match.
Uh-huh.
He was like the only highlight of that match for me, especially the little dive that he did outside.
And his
That was
finisher,
beautiful, man.
Wasn't his finisher really cool?
I can't remember. I just remember that dive you did.
I wouldn't
okay.
say a highlight. It's just we haven't seen that kind of Trent Beretta in WWE. So the fact that we saw something different, we're like, ooh,
well,
wow.
plus they said he just came back from Japan.
Yeah.
And that right there,
Eventually, the new car smell is going to be gone, and
Right.
you'll remember, this is why he wasn't there in the first place.
Well, I think that coast to coast that Rubik's, also known as Jigsaw,
Rubik's,
that coast to coast that he did, that was pretty darn cool. I really marked out for that, and I was like, oh damn, he just pulled that out of nowhere, you know?
Yeah, that didn't really impress me.
No?
Yeah.
What about the second match?
The second match was good. It was solid. It was the one that I liked the least out of all three of them. I felt it was a little bit more rushed and it was shorter than the other two.
Because those guys are already there. They have to really hype the past and the future matches. So
I guess so. I guess that's what it was. And I kind of didn't really like the fact that all of a sudden Kenny King's on the back burner.
yeah,
Kenny King just kind of didn't really do a whole lot in that
He was
match.
just there,
And just
yeah.
took the loss, and I don't know if I could get on board with that.
Hey, real quick about Kenny King. I haven't seen him in like 6 months, so I can't remember that. I was going to talk about this before, but
He's black.
okay, thanks. That's all.
Yeah.
No, his little Titantron thing on the back. It says KING with the like it's abbreviated or something.
I saw that. I don't know what that's.
Do you know what that? No. Okay.
I just find it funny that he still has that All Night Express Twitter handle when they show it on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
That Kenny King ANX.
All right, so those are the two matches I really like from Impact, and I want to put those up as match of the week candidates. And I thought between those two matches, the other triple threat, and then the opener with Aries and Rude. So you like the Aries and Rude match? Okay.
Solid.
Do you want to say that's a match of the week candidate? No. Okay. Well, I thought it was a very, very good match.
I thought it was weird that they had Austin win.
I don't think that's weird because
Unless it depends on where they're going with Bobby Roode's character.
With the streak.
Yeah, because they've already made it a point. Oh, he has no points on the Bound for Glory, and he's losing.
Didn't they do that exact same angle at the last Bound for Glory series with Samoa Joe?
Actually, the angle that they were going
2 years
for...
ago?
The angle that they were going for was that this was the second Destination X pay-per-view in a row, or Destination X show that Austin Aries beat Bobby Roode.
Because Bobby Roode kept saying it was a fluke.
Yeah. Because last year that he lost for the belt, and this year he lost for points. So.
Yeah. But overall in the Bound for Glory series, do you think they're just rehashing that stuff that they did with Joe?
They're gonna do that every year with somebody.
Yeah. So somebody's got to be the loser.
Yeah. Last year was Robbie.
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie was the loser.
Yeah.
Still is a loser.
Yeah.
Good job, Pete. All right. Anything else you want to say about Impact?
Oh, the new X title belt.
Yeah,
They
that's
fire
gonna be.
they fire all these people and then they create a new belt.
Yeah, they go out and spend all this money on a new fucking belt, but they're supposed to be doing budget cuts.
Right.
WTF? It's not like they even needed a new belt.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that belt. I don't see why they needed to buy it.
I do like the what everybody's saying about the belt. It just looks like a combination of the old IC belt and the NXT belt.
Yeah,
and it does actually if you look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a weird. Why would they? I don't know why they would bring it out like that, but whatever.
Yeah, it's superfluous.
Ooh, that's a $5 word for the week.
Yes.
Wow, that must have been on the toilet paper for the day.
Real quick, I know as far as storyline wise, it's kind of shitty, but the past, present, future, that triple threat match is going to happen. Do you got a prediction for that?
Well, maybe.
I'm going.
I would like to see Trent win, but I don't think. I think
I'm going to
whoever.
say Sanjay.
They're gonna. I'm taking a guess. They're going with Manic.
You think so?
Your favorite guy.
He's a Hogan guy.
But he and the reason why you would want to go with that is because he was the only guy that's present, quote unquote. So why put it on a guy that you only contract every now and again, as in Sanjay did, and why put it on a guy that's you're already saying is the future and not now?
Well, that'd be a good jumping on point for Trent Beretta. He's the future. Put the belt on him. There you go. Then Curtis Axel. There you go.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm saying Sanjay is because they, especially Tanay, he keeps hyping the fact that he's the best X Division wrestler that's never had the title.
True.
Every time he comes out, it's the first thing he says about him.
If there's any one guy that should have had the X Division
I love
title,
watching Sanjay.
Don't worry, he's gonna be heavyweight champion in 5 years.
Okay.
He'll have to pay his dues,
right.
get his visa.
He'll win a title and then cash it in.
Yeah, the next week. That's right. Yeah.
All right.
Assuming they're around that long. Son of a bitch.
No, but seriously, they're gonna fold.
They're fucked.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Sad but true.
Yeah, I hope that they don't fold because I still wish that the TNA that I kind of started to like when they were around like 4 or 5 years ago. That TNA, I kind of wish that. I hope against hope that eventually it'll get back to that, but that might be.
I think we're past
new
that.
people. Yeah, it would be great, but
As long as everyone understands that it's still not competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the reason WCW was competition was because they beat the shit out of WWF for months and months in the ratings.
84 weeks in a row.
There was a chance that they almost went out of business and WWE came back. TNA, if this was a war, WWE is the US, TNA is like fucking Somalia. Like, it's not even a fucking fair fight.
Yeah.
So and it wasn't when they tried to go head to head on Mondays. Man, they got their ass whooped.
And the worst part was the beginning of TNA, especially when they got on Spike. It was best when they tried not to be WWE.
Right.
Yes.
When they
tried
stood
to be different.
out. And even the fact that they admit it's like, we don't want to be like them. This is what we're going to do. You either like it or we're going to make you like it. That was their motto, and they got a lot of people that way. Still, it wasn't as much WWE, but they had their
that's what got everybody into it.
Yeah, you look over here, it's like, what the fuck is this? This 6-sided ring, all these flippy dippies. What's all? Oh, who's that guy? Oh man, we need to watch this. Now it's like,
That's
okay,
what got
it's like
me
a
into
WWE
it.
retirement home.
And it's blue. SmackDown's blue. So, and a casual viewer, he's just gonna be full. Oh, it's a SmackDown. Okay, well, who are these guys?
SmackDown's back on Thursday. Hey,
That's right. Yeah. Hogan's back in WWE. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, it's a sad, sad time to be a TNA fan.
How the fallen have fallen.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's talk about WWE. Yay!
Oh, fuck that show too.
Okay, WWE talk. D-Bry, the end.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, would you like me to show you how to download the app?
No more talking about the app. Screw the effing app. Shut up about that crap.
Okay.
You can watch what's going on between commercials.
Yo, shut the hell up!
Chris, I am pretty fucking stupid. Please tell me how to download fucking app.
Okay.
I need to know. I need pictures. Show me pictures of how to do this.
Son, there is a device
Son.
known to the young people called a smartphone.
Of
You
what?
know why they call it a smartphone?
What?
Because the way you just answered it just proves that it's smarter than you. So there's a button on here that says on. You press it and it lights. And then when you're at the menu, you go to the shit store. And then in this shit store, there's a bunch of shit. And then on the top of the shit list is this thing called the WWE app.
A what?
Yeah, it's called an app. It's short for application.
App-
Say it with me, son.
App-
Speak and spell.
Application.
Application.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
So then,
Application.
when you download it, you can actually see more wrestling. In case you didn't get enough of
What?
it. In case you didn't get enough of it on our website, or if you didn't get enough of it on YouTube, or if you didn't get enough of it on any one of the millions of shows that are already on television.
10 millions! Oh, sorry.
You know, and
So
I was
you
just thinking, what more can I do to watch WWE?
Well, if you download the app, you can
The
get
what?
the application.
Oh, okay.
If you download the application, you can get millions of facts of like how many times John Cena's taken a shit in a day. Or hey, breaking news: the Bella that has no breasts showed her breast on TV. Or hey, guess what? We advertised the Big Show on our show, but we ran out of time. So guess what? Here's a picture of him on the app. Do you want to see the complete picture?
Yes.
Download the app for your tablet.
The what?
It's a tablet. It's like a smartphone on steroids, man. Like pregnant.
Well, how to get one of those?
You actually have to have a job.
Well, I'm a wrestling fan, so I don't have one
So
of those.
get out of your mom's basement. Get you a job. And if you save up your change after a year or two, you can buy the tablet that's 2 or 3 years old. But it'll still work. Did that make any sense, son?
My head just exploded. I don't understand. My brain is oozing out of the side of my ear right now.
My job is done.
Mic drop.
Wow. Alright, that's the end of the show, everybody. Good night.
Vintage.
Don't forget to tip your waitress.
Wow, Chris. Wow, that's all I gotta say about that.
That's our sales pitch when we get the HWR app.
Yeah. Chris,
Yes!
How do we get the app?
Yes!
Chris, tell them how to download Stitcher.
What?
The fuck? I don't even know what Stitcher
I don't know what Stitcher is, man.
We're on Stitcher. God damn it. What's Stitcher? Oh, you know, the thing that lets people listen to our damn show that we record every week. Oh, God.
The fuck is the internet?
Pete, you've been drinking too much. I know you're a rock star. But if you don't know what the internet is.
So just wait till next week when during the show we'll have the Sonic commercials where they'll bring the fast food to Jerry Lawler and he'll pick at it, but he can't eat it, but he'll eat it anyway and he'll have another fucking heart attack. Breaking news on the WWE app. Lawler croaks again.
Oh,
How do I download the app?
no, don't, no, you're done, no, stop.
Speaking of Lawler,
No,
what the hell was up with that stupid Total Diva segment?
Let's jump right to this bitch.
Oh,
Y'all make me drink.
here we go. The sexy ghost is drinking. This is a train wreck of a show already. All right.
You guys go first.
Yeah, because I know you're going to have a whole lot to say about this. I guess, Pete, you brought it up. Why don't you start?
Well, I mean, the only part that I liked was the fact that Miz called him up on the creepy factor. Because, it's Lawler.
Right. And he's creepy.
Yeah, he's
And he's known
creepy
to
old
tell you for a
Lawler.
long time.
And he's, all these beautiful women, and then that was about as funny as it got. And then
It went all downhill from there.
It went all downhill from there. Exactly.
I agree. It wasn't a very big hill to fall down off of to begin with.
The breeze.
Are we talking about the Bell's boob?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
I did see what you did there. Yes.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Razzle frazzle, yeah.
This whole segment was just not that good. And I wonder if it was not that good on purpose, just for those type of people that like the trashy reality shows that are always, not that good anyway. Will tune in and be like, oh, it's another...
Like the clip they showed of the...
Yeah, let's flash a little boy's boob with live TV. That's make it look real. Yeah.
God, I hate the Bellas.
Whoa.
They need to change their name because you know
They
what
need
Bella
to-
means, right? Like they're butt ugly.
Yeah, they are.
Let's not call them Nikki and
The
Brie.
fans.
Let's call them Nikki and Brie. Fuck.
I like Las
That's what
Feas.
CD and Brian calls them, right?
That's fast.
Las brutas, las pendejas, las reyes, las feas, las cochinas, las putas.
I have no idea what you just said.
Fuck.
Oh, man. All of our listeners
Dude,
that
we'll do a Mexican style. We'll call them Vato 4 and Vato 5 or whatever. We'll have masks on them so you don't have to look at their hideousness.
I can cut a promo in Spanish, dude. It's cool, man.
Miran ustedes, pendejas. Se creen mucho, pero son bien feas, ni valen mierda. Ya se despegan, inútiles. Lárganse a la chingada, pendejas.
I don't know what you said, but you looked hilarious.
Oh, shit.
How do you subtitle that shit?
I don't. You don't.
Yeah.
You just have to.
They subtitle goal on soccer games.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Well, maybe.
There's always like 100 of those.
We don't have that much money here. Yeah, we're not.
Abel's gonna cut all this shit anyways.
Money?
Money? Who needs that? Okay. Well. Yeah.
TNA.
What are we talking about again?
Yeah, TNA.
I have a Bitcoin. I don't know.
All right. So yes, that segment was horrible. Travis, what do you think?
Yeah, it sucked.
Okay, it sucked.
But I want to hear what Chris had to say about it.
I definitely want to hear.
English.
In English.
In English,
All right.
what do you have to say about all this?
Houston Wrestling Radio Rewind. Boo!
Do I have to put in a sound effect for that one?
Why not?
Okay.
We had a beautiful / ignorant conversation that never made tape because we went through so many fucking takes. Not one segment of this Total Divas from the beginning has been good. The first segment they had backstage where all 7 of the broads were back there and they had 3 or 4 different cameras and they switched cameras randomly and they looked fake and they didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know which camera to look at. I've sat at home with my wife and child and watched Keeping Up with the Morons. Moron 1 and Moron 2 take over New York, Miami, Las Vegas, whatever the fuck they're at. I've seen that trash and that's presentable. Production looks right. They at least look like they know what they're doing. They're confident in what they're doing. They're trying to tell some kind of a story. Like wrestling. The shit that was on that backstage interview like 3 weeks ago was the worst television that WWE's put their label on. And they had some shit.
Yeah.
Kane and Katie
I was about to say,
Vick.
that's a bold statement.
Kane and Katie Vick. Gilbert. The first 5 episodes of Raw. There's been some horrible crap on WWE television. That segment with the Divas took the cake. And then this week was even worse of a train wreck. If there's anything positive about it, Eva Marie is one fine bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god. And that lasted about 5 seconds. The erection went bloop bloop. That's it. Because the rest of the segment was just murder. Like it was. Oh my god.
Well, she started talking, and I'm sure that.
And when everybody started talking,
yeah, her acting there right then wasn't.
She even had the bitch like.
And then on the other side of the rack, that little boy with the long hair, with the small baby hands. I don't know what he.
Go Jojo, something like that.
I don't know what he was doing on there, but this show. Ugh.
Well, you don't have to watch it.
Well, I'm taking one for the team.
Oh, you are?
You are going to watch it.
I'm going to watch the first episode.
Oh, after all that smack talk.
But Daniel Bryan.
Right, yeah, okay, yeah.
Is that the creeks in your house talking?
Yeah.
Probably.
You have ghosts?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any holy water, but I could piss around somewhere.
No, you can't.
No,
Not-
the new carpet.
Yeah, not on this new carpet.
2 weeks ago, yeah, probably.
I hate to be the kind of person to complain when I've never done anything about it. So I'm going to watch the first episode, and if it sucks, I will tell you how much it sucks.
Okay.
And then I will never watch it again.
But what if you like it?
I'm not gonna.
But what if you do?
How do you know?
I don't want to. Because from all possibility, if this Cena Bryan feud goes on, they might actually drag the Bellas out into this.
Oh, I know they are. Yeah,
we said that last week.
It's definitely
Fucking
possible.
suck.
It's no coincidence. I mean, well, it might be coincidence, but it's debuting right after, or they just kind of hotshot, D-Bry and Cena a week before the show premieres,
Yeah.
knowing they've already filmed footage for the show.
Yeah.
And I think Cole even said, find out, which superstar the Bells are dating on the show, So they're definitely going to incorporate it somehow.
They've had some success in the past before. Superstars on Saturday mornings back in the day on Channel 39 here is freaking awesome. Saturday Morning Slam dedicated to the kids right there in between Dragon Ball Z and Justice League. That was freaking awesome. The idea of a Divas television show, in theory, would be great. Because they have a 4-minute match on TV a week.
If
and
they
that's
were going to
it.
show the Divas wrestling, not
That too.
shopping and doing all this other nonsense.
I
that
would
they're gonna be
love
doing
to
on
see.
television.
I would love to see a throwback of 80s glow.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Have a couple of matches. They don't have to be 5-star like match of the year matches. They could just be 2 regular matches during the week. Involve divas from everywhere. Bring in some NXT chicks, just like the new girl and the new boy that are trying to get exposure. Give them a shot, and then have a couple of segments backstage where you see the stuff that they showed on the little clip on the show, where they're backstage and they're trying to hide the new girls.
And that'd be a good way to bring in independent wrestlers also, and just expose them, and maybe they can get hired also. So it'd be a good way of introducing the female wrestlers.
Yeah.
And on top of that, on the station on E, where they cater a lot to a lot. Let's be honest, a lot of women watch that show. A lot of women.
Channel.
That channel.
Yeah.
There's a lot of women that watch that channel.
Yeah.
I know that from experience. A good show on that channel would be great. I can bet the house that that's not what's going to happen with this.
Yeah. I feel like with this show, they're hitting on a different end of the spectrum of what NXT tried to do. And if they were to try to meet what NXT should have been, and this somewhere in the middle, then it probably would have worked. And what I mean is kind of what you were just saying, where it was them wrestling and having every so often like backstage stuff that shows what they do and this and that, and not have like a
not really backstage stuff that involves wrestling, but off the behind the scenes.
Behind the
stuff.
scenes,
yeah.
Looking at their lives.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
exactly.
I would love that. Would have been a perfect
but
showcase.
they're not hitting that happy medium. They're going to one extreme with this Diva show where it's just all about keeping up with the Kardashians type of bullshit. And then what NXT was supposed to be was kind of like that, where it was like, well, we get to know these guys, backstage, and we'll know more about their lives. And that's not what happens. And what it is now is just another wrestling show. So if they could somehow find some sort of happy medium between those two concepts, then they might be able to be successful at it. But right now, they're trying to hit that target, they're trying to hit that bullseye, and they're off either too high or too low,
Yeah.
I'm going to say... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, they're trying to get more female viewers, and, I mean, it's not the way to go about it. They're not highlighting any actually good female wrestlers.
Right.
To say, oh, these are some girls that I would want to model myself around for, girls I would just maybe want to...
Well, no, Natalia's a good wrestler, but
good.
Here's the thing: you're talking about, we were discussing this a little bit when you guys were talking about Comic-Con and them making a Wonder Woman movie, and who would be a good director or something to have like a Wonder Woman movie and people would go see it. And you were talking about what was the name of that one director? You said, oh, he's all about female empowerment. What was his name?
Whedon?
Joss Whedon.
Yes, that guy.
That guy. Well, he's done a couple things, right? Yeah.
Hey, I don't know too much about that shit, but I don't. But I'm trying to toss you a softball here so you could pick it up and go. Yes. Talk about that guy and what you're, trying to relate to what I'm trying to say here.
No, I like seeing you fumble like this. This is great.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, because when you throw a softball, you want him to hit it.
Right.
Not just
catch it and run.
Not catch it and run. That's
Right.
football.
Oh.
So you need to get your shit straight first before you stink up the gym.
He doesn't know about sports either.
I don't know nothing about that. But anyway, if they had like something where it was more about like female empowerment type stuff, they would get a lot of female viewers. That would actually happen. It's like, hey, these girls are smart, beautiful, and strong and athletic. And they can, go in the ring.
That used to
and
be the
do all
Diva
this and
motto.
that. It used to, but it's not anymore. And even then, they weren't that good at, actually encapsulating all of that. If they were to have a show that was about the fact that they are wrestlers and they can kick ass and this is how they do it, and they're like no bullshit kind of people, but instead they're going after the Bellas, which the Bellas are nothing but fluff. When it comes to in the ring and all that. You know what I mean?
Nicole is.
And even to look at, there's way better divas, to pick a hot one out of that.
I'm gonna stick with that with the Comic-Con reference you said for a second, because in that conversation that we were also having, I threw out the idea that if they were gonna do a Wonder Woman movie, the chick that I would really want to see is Gina Carano. For anybody that doesn't know who that is, that's a female MMA fighter who can beat serious ass. She was in the movie Haywire. She's in the Fast and the Furious 6. With that analogy,
There's 6 of them,
and there's about to be another.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Don't shake your head. It's a good movie.
So with that analogy, the show, the only person that stands out is Natalya because of the heritage, because of the history. The only reason the Bellas are there is because they both look the same and they look somewhat attractive if you're drunk enough. The only reason the Funkadactyls... I honestly don't know why the Funkadactyls are there. Are they black? Is that why you need to have that contingency in the show? I don't know why the little boy is on there. I don't know why the girl's on there. This show, if you really wanted to do something different, not to go completely out of the box here, but this would be a show where, hey, let's find out what makes AJ such a nerdy girl. Instead of, because we didn't get that much of it in NXT.
Yeah,
all she had was the shorts with the high shoes, with the high socks, the Converse, and shirts that say, I love nerds. So, okay, we get it. You love nerds. But that would be a show where we can see AJ's side of why she likes games and why she likes this. This would be This would be a show where we can introduce ODB. Somebody that looks different, completely out of the box compared to these people. Hey, if somebody really wants to make a run, let's put Awesome Kong on this show and see why, hey, big women that are strong, we matter too, or to a certain extent, Beth Phoenix. Something that looks different. All these, it's Natalya and 6 model chicks. That's what I see.
Yes.
Literally. Natalia and 6 model chicks.
Yeah.
You want to have a good TV show that's going to have a lot of variety and a lot of difference? Natalia, AJ, ODB, Awesome Kong, and maybe somebody else.
Sarah Del Rey. Well,
Sarah Del Rey.
Sarah Del Rey.
Paige.
Yeah.
Paige,
Yeah.
you know, something where you see the contrast in every person just by looking at them. And if you see the contrast by looking at them, it makes you interested in, hey, you know what? I'm curious.
Because
You watch all these
contrast
model-
makes interestingness. You
Yeah,
know?
that's not what I'm looking at when that's not what I got when you
just
see
see all
those
the
7.
same and
And I'm
Natalia.
curious with
Yeah.
Natalia, you know, because maybe if this is behind the scenes, I want to hear some history. I want to hear some stories about the dungeon. I want to see how her relationship with Tyson Kidd's going. That kind of stuff intrigues me.
Well, they filmed the
because-
wedding for it,
because
yeah.
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's not your typical diva. All the others are typical divas. Like the one story could be the same for all 6 of them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not going to get me interested in watching this show.
I said it from day one. This whole show is all about the Bellas.
Yeah,
Because you can tell the Bellas, they love this shit.
that's why they came back.
Yeah. It's not a coincidence.
It's not
Yeah.
a coincidence at
I
all.
mean,
Hey,
you can tell they have to be in the spot. They have to have people talking about them.
And
they're not the only set of beautiful twins on, and even then, they're not that attractive. There's finer twins that they wanted to get ratings. Shit. I've seen enough videos. There's plenty of twins. around.
yeah. This guy.
I even said to my wife that little nip slip. I wouldn't be surprised if that was on purpose.
You know, I heard that at a lot of other different places saying that, you know, the nip slip was on purpose just so that people would go back and rewind it and, you know, get more ratings.
We'll just talk about it.
Or even talk about them.
The reason I'm saying it is because I found out today that WWE made them do an apology.
Yeah.
They never have done that before. There have been nip slips before, wardrobe malfunctions. I've never seen
just
WWE
last
force
month
the...
with Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, yeah.
She had to do an apology?
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've never seen it to where they've forced the diva to apologize on Twitter that there's a nip slip.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems a little bit too far fetched for me. I mean, it's in the realm of possibility, but
I'm sorry of the nip slip. Oh, hey, watch our show this weekend.
Yeah. No, you joke, but that's, yeah.
It's on E.
To me, it's a bit of a conspiracy theory when that gets brought up. So I don't know if that.
Well, it'd be a conspiracy theory. It's just a strategy of getting more attention on it. It's not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy over here.
I don't know. I think that's a legit accident, because if that's not an accident, do you know how much hot water they could be in with the USA channel? Like,
FCC.
yeah, and with the FCC. Thank you. That could get them into a lot of freaking trouble and cost them a lot of money. For them. What?
We have ghosts in the house.
Yes, we do.
Well, it'd be fun from the SEC. It's pocket change events.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, what about their sponsors and stuff? Like, if somebody gets upset, like, I think that's too risky of a move for them to do just to do some ratings, you know, just for a little ratings grab, you know?
I think Vince spent enough pocket change with Linda McMahon's campaigns. I think he's
Oh,
done.
Yeah.
we don't talk about that.
Aw, you don't do politics on this show?
It never happened.
Aw, boo.
All right.
We were never trying to be brainwashed by her marketing campaign on TV.
She didn't even have any campaign material down here on our TVs.
No.
Just during Raw.
That is for Connecticut.
Exactly.
Connecticut.
Ghosts.
What's that?
What the fuck is going on here? Do you want to tape this at my house next week? I got locks.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
You have locks on your doors?
Yeah. Keeps the ghosts away.
Wow.
All right.
Anyway, moving on.
Let's move on. Is this enough diva talk? I feel like we've talked too much about divas today.
Why not?
Okay, we're done. All right, let's move on for the diva talk.
So AJ and Ziggler. All right, let's start from the top.
All right. AJ and Ziggler.
Yeah!
Actually, more like
Well played, sir.
more like Ziggler and Big E. Looks like they're actually going to have a match at SummerSlam.
Yep.
Is that fair or foul?
Fair.
Fair?
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, cool. I like it.
I didn't the whole setup with that was interesting. You know, between when Big E came out and the way they're kind of going back and forth. You still got smaller guy Ziggler versus the big man. You know, Big E. You could say it's kind of similar to Punk and Brock,
Okay.
but it's different. You know, the way that Ziggler sells and moves, and he's a lot quicker. He's got the speed, whereas CM Punk's not as he doesn't rely on speed. He just
He relies on technique.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
just that exchange between Ziggler and Big E, I thought that was a very good exchange between the two.
Okay.
Fast paced, yeah. That's all.
Chris, what do you think?
Storyline's good. It's great. It's Ziggler. It's awesome.
Ziggler's always awesome.
Just a little rewind. The story was just as good when The Miz and Alex Riley had their fight after they were together for so long, and then what happened with them?
A-Rai was...
That's the part that's in the back of my head. Like, man, you know, Dolph Ziggler, we were waiting for him to cash it in. He cashed in the briefcase. He had the title belt, and now all of a sudden, he's already fighting Big E. Like,
Yeah.
Hopefully, after this is done, he somehow finds his way back in the title picture instead of finding himself back into a place that The Miz was, because The Miz never got back to where he was.
That's because of Miz
Riley
sucks.
fell off the television.
Sucks.
You know, Riley fell off the roster for a while. You know, and so it would suck if the same thing happened, because there's so much better talent with Langston than there was with Riley, and there's so much better talent with Ziggler.
So much more than Miz.
Even though The Miz has the
So
history
much
of
more.
being real world MTV mark over here, that's probably what got him where he was. But in the ring, dude, Ziggler. I just hope that wherever this goes, it keeps him going up and not stagnant.
You know what? I think I can understand why you think that, but at the same time, I'm not too worried about Ziggler because of how good he is.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere. You know, you might have your little lame feud here and there that's like a little bit lower on the card. I mean, Bret Hart had it with Jerry Lawler. You know, Lawler was the retired commentator guy, and you know he did a stupid little feud with him with the Kiss My Foot and all that, where you know before and after that he was fighting for titles. You know, so I think everybody will have that one kind of lame feud, and I'm not saying that Ziggler versus Big E is a lame feud yet, because it's not.
Hell no.
For all we know, this could give Big E the rub to.
Oh, definitely.
You
He's
know,
got a lot of potential. And
exactly. He could wind up.
He's already getting the rub from him. Just being
He's
involved.
already got
Yeah.
the rub from Del Rio when he had those matches on Raw and SmackDown, and Del Rio was the champ at the time, and Langston
Yeah.
was beating him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is doom and gloom for both of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it still remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit more optimistic, I guess.
It's
you could
just,
say.
you know, like I said last week, he can't move forward without getting past Big E first. He's got to fully get past Big E and AJ, get them totally be done with them. This is the storyline to do that. And then he can move forward with the world title.
yeah.
All right, good. Well, so we all agree, no drama. Next. All right, let's talk about Vicky. She's the SmackDown general manager.
The what?
Bullcorn!
What?
Bullcorn!
Bullcorn?
I got stuff from my boss. I got stuff from my boss.
Okay.
Okay, just let you know. Shut up.
So yeah, there's a fifth person on the show. In case you didn't notice, you want to introduce yourself? Let's just get this out of the way.
Portia, bitches. Now shut up and get home with the show.
All right.
All right. Yeah,
Now that everybody,
yeah,
now that she
okay.
got her second, all right.
All right. So anyway, I'm gonna cut all that shit out. Anyway,
You will do nothing of the sort. The hell you say?
I was rather surprised with what happened there, and I kind of laughed about it, and I was like, "This is entertaining me. I'm surprised that it is. Why the hell not? Yeah, sure. Let's have Vicky be the GM of SmackDown." And you know, it was just the fact that it was done in a way that made me laugh and entertain me, that I wasn't so what the hell? Why is it Vicky?
It
You
made
know?
perfect sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense. You know, McMahon didn't get his way when the crowd voted to get rid of Vicky in the first place. So he wanted to right the wrong that we did. So he stuck her on SmackDown, so she still has the position. And the way she threw out Teddy.
Yes.
The only way you're getting back in here is if you buy a ticket. Oh man.
That was a really good Vicky impression.
She got her revenge
Yeah.
all the way around last week, I think. So
Yeah, she did.
She's good.
So,
I don't. You said it made sense, but I don't know. Does it make sense? It's great that the McMahon part makes sense.
It's SmackDown.
Yeah, but still, Booker was always the GM. Teddy was just the super. He was like his assistant, whatever. Now Booker's back.
Sidekick.
Yeah, like he's back, and then like Teddy's like trying to fight him for position or something. Then McMahon says, "No, neither one of you the GM."
Yeah,
What happened to Booker?
The one thing that this screws up is this long, slow burning feud between Teddy and Booker.
Yes.
Now all of a sudden the feud between Teddy and Booker is defused because of Vicky not being in there instantly, and that sucks because they've been slow teasing it and slow burning it, and I was thinking that this was going to eventually lead to something awesome, and nope, they curtailed it
earlier in this segment when they were both in the ring before McMahon came out.
Yeah,
I was thinking, okay, here we go. We're
finally going to get somewhere with this.
Yeah,
and then nope,
Maybe we could have had a good pay-per-view match for the position. Booker being in one person's corner.
Yeah,
they having like a good team.
Yeah,
hell,
Yeah, they could have done something to that effect, but
could have even made it like a crazy gimmick match. Could have been. Hold on a minute, play it.
A hold on a minute, play a match. Whoever says hold on a minute, play a first loses.
Or a catchphrase on a pole match.
Yes.
Holla, holla, holla.
Holla, 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 and
Shucky
can
ducky.
you dig it on the other one?
Shucky ducky.
With like air bubbles. They made air bubbles with the words in it. The first one to reach their catchphrase. Sucker.
Or just put a kid with a sign up there.
Just stick a kid on a pole? Yeah, that's not PG. Oh, jeez. All right. So, yes, I really don't know what they're going to do with Booker now. It's like Booker's been out of commission, with the tricep surgery for all this time, and then he finally comes back to, hey, you don't have a job now. We don't have a position for you. Well, what's he going to do now? Is he going to go back to being commentator? Is he not going to be on TV now? Is he going to be featured in Delivered? Is he part of the TNA roster cuts? I mean, what the hell? The roster cuts are so bad that people in WWE are getting cut.
Now that sounds like a conspiracy.
This is an Ace of the Night jacket with Teddy's name waiting for him.
Yeah. No, main event Mafia jacket. That's probably what it is. No. All right. Anyway, what do you think? Where does this leave Book?
Honestly, I don't know. I wasn't expecting the whole Vicky coming back as I knew they were going to do something else with her. I just wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Just because expecting Booker to come back.
Yeah, and just like you said, it messed up the whole storyline between Booker and Teddy.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I'm surprised
Watch
you're not
next week.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not more upset about it though.
Goddamn Booker! Nah. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that's great. All right, let's move on.
My Jimmys sure are rustled.
Oh boy. Speaking about rustling jimmies, let's talk about the primetime players.
Oh, yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
Millions of dollars!
Millions of dollars! Millions of dollars! Man, nephew and I, every time we watch them live or at the arena, we have to do the dance together.
I did that at work
Thursday. This freaking Thursday. SmackDown.
SmackDown here in Houston, yes
Hell
sir.
yes. The dance will continue.
Alright, so
They're not booked for the show.
there are some interesting things that Titus did on Raw with his match with Christian.
Oh, yeah.
And, well, Chris, okay, Pete, whatever. One of you two, take it from here.
Man, he just looked like he was going beast mode the whole time. And that's what I like seeing out of him.
Yeah.
Even, what do they call him? The genetic freak?
Did they call it?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, someone
call him
referenced
that?
to him as a genetic freak. And I was
someone's
like,
gonna get pissed off about
Oh, hell.
Gimmick infringements.
Right. Yeah.
I mean...
Do him an egg, man. No, but I mean, he looks great in the ring. I mean, except for that whole saying fuck on Raw that one time. But
That was a long time ago.
that was
Are you tough? Are you fucking tough?
I mean, that was, but he gets really hyped up and especially when he's stopping Christian right in the corner, blowing the whistle each stop. I mean, come on. He's got his gimmick down. He's great in ring. They're working so much better on the mic. Even Darren Young's looking really good, like in his matches.
Watch drags.
I think it's a bit of a travesty that they are relegated to being on the job squad, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because even in that match with Christian, you were talking about he was doing the stomps or blowing the whistle. He always seems to do something creative that's funny and that's entertaining. But for some reason, WWE just doesn't want to hand him the ball and let him run with it. Did I use that phrase right this time? Hand him the ball.
Yeah,
run with
hand
it?
him the ball.
Why not?
Okay. Yay, sports. Okay.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know either.
That's the sound he hears in his head.
The primetime players are freaking gold, man.
They're great.
They do some of the stupidest stuff, and it works. The millions of dollars dance.
Yeah,
when I
I
first
love
saw
it.
it was fucking stupid. I banged my head against the wall. Now I do it with my nephew.
That explains
You
it.
know, Titus on commentary with the wash rags and all this other stuff. Him being himself, basically. That's what it is.
Pancake Patterson.
Pancake Patterson. Dude, Darren Young with the pick and using it as a weapon. The whistling and the kicking. The stupidest shit. They make it work.
It looks good.
And you know what? I'm glad they're not wasting it right now. Save it for a big show. Save it for something. Save it for a good run.
I mean, they're
I'm
pushing
waiting.
a lot of people right now, so they can't push everybody. You know.
And
True. You're right.
And for all this, and for all the things of Christian, his career, he's made people look good. Titus made Christian look good.
Yeah.
That's how good the match was. This wasn't Christian making another new guy look good. Titus made the whole match entertaining.
Yeah.
And Darren Young as like the number 2 out there in the ring, it was fun to watch. And even later on in the night, Ziggler's match with Darren Young. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that was a great
some-
match.
Man,
That pancake slam right on Ziggler's face and
Yes,
sold
I
that
thought he
so-
was gonna
I
beat
thought
him.
I thought that was the 1, 2, 3 right there. He pulled that out of nowhere.
I definitely thought that was like a new finisher for Darren. I was like, what? Okay, that's
That
new.
worked,
And
and
it worked, and it looked devastating.
And it helped that it was on Ziggler, who
Yeah,
like could sell a
Of course.
shotgun blast, you know. He could sell an ant bite, you know. Fuck. You know?
yeah.
Oh my god.
He can sell ant bite? Is that
Yeah.
what he said?
I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming. Now, if Titus does that in the match, like after he gets beat, Elizabeth, I'm coming. And Darren's got the rag like blowing air on him. Like, come on, shit, man. If it weren't for what happened at the end of the night, either one of those two with the primetime would be my match of the week.
We didn't have a black
That's how
Cena.
good both of them were.
Okay.
Almost.
I'm fine with that. I'm not willing to call it match of the week, but
Me neither, but it's up there.
It's on.
I thought, the Darren Young Ziggler
It's
one
up
was
there.
pretty up there.
Yeah. And it's just a shame that these guys are losing. But like you said, Pete,
Black Cena loses, lol.
I've already, you know what?
Yeah.
It's past the point that I forgot about Black Cena. I'm not thinking of Darren Young
No,
as Black
it's
Cena.
not.
I'm thinking of
He's
him as
Darren
you know what?
Young.
These are good. They're good.
Because,
I'm over that
it used
now.
to be, oh man, it's Black Cena.
Like Black Cena and Seal Boy. Ooh, now, dude, now it's awesome. It's all
yeah,
kind
now
of
they're
awesome.
their own thing, which
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
best way that. I mean, it's kind of like Ryback with people stop thinking about him as Goldberg or RVD. You know,
Yeah, there's still
like
Goldberg
it's-
chance.
Well, it's true, but I'm
But
saying
if
that
it ever
if it were to
happens,
happen,
right.
yeah,
Well,
because-
now with the ties and RVD back, they need to have a match for, a pay-per-view title for the rights to wear. The
Tights on a pole
Rights
match.
to the tights.
rights to the tights. Pete, you better copyright that.
Segue to the best against the beast.
Yes. Okay, Best Against the Beast. We had the promo last night where it was via satellite with Paul Heyman and Punk out there just doing another fiery, from his gut, type of promo that he just does best. And I'm pretty excited for this match just based on the freaking mic work that's been going into the storyline. Not even bringing Lesnar into the equation. I want to see this match.
Right, the Lesnar wasn't even there.
Yeah, exactly. Lesnar wasn't even there, so screw Lesnar. But
Fuck UFC.
I'm even more excited for this feud, and I want to see what's actually going to happen.
I've been wanting to see it ever since the start. We kind of figured it was going to happen in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just official. So
Yeah.
Officially official.
yeah.
Okay.
And what else can we say that we haven't said already about Heyman and Punk on the
It's a
mic?
good time to put Punk, back its face.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
While I'm so glad that this is happening, and I think that it's just so good of a storyline, there's not many criticisms that we can actually throw at it, and thus it makes for bad radio. It's just 4 guys sitting here saying, yeah, that was good.
I will admit, I'm starting to get a little sick of this whole best in the world stuff. Every week,
There's a nit to pick. Let's go.
Every week, obviously that's the gimmick, but every week he has to bring it up like a dead horse. He doesn't need to do that right now.
Has he done? He hasn't done it since he's been back. This is the first. This is the first time he's done that.
This is the first time, but the interview before when they explained how the whole Paul Heyman Trader thing happened and leading into the Brock attack, but I'm not sure if this whole if CM Punk's face turn is gonna work if he keeps using the same shtick that he was using as a heel, which was the whole best in the world gimmick. Mm-hmm. Like right now, this isn't the best in the world that's trying to fight Brock Lesnar. It's the smaller guy. Yeah. It's the guy that's been betrayed. It's the guy that's been backstabbed. We don't need
the
that.
Sympathetic babyface.
The sympathetic babyface. You don't want to ruin the sympathetic babyface vibe if apparently the sympathetic babyface, the underdog, is the best in the world. It doesn't make sense.
True, but you're still going up against Brock Lesnar, and he's the beast incarnate. I would think that even the best in the world, quote unquote, would still be a bit of an underdog going up against Brock Lesnar. Like Wolverine versus Hulk.
His fists are the size of Thanksgiving turkeys, man.
Exactly. I mean,
the way Punk described that he got beat up and he still kept coming up. The fact that he described that all the wrestlers that Brock has beaten he's beaten them because he used fear and that Punk wasn't afraid. That's enough. You don't need to add the best in the world stuff. You've been champion for 400,000 days. We already know you're best in the world. You don't need to bring it up anymore.
Okay.
Just let the rest of it speak. Let the sympathetic babyface side of this feud speak for itself rather than trying to bring up the stuff that we already know.
And plus,
but it makes for a great tagline, the best versus the beast.
Yeah, it does.
That's catchy.
Yeah.
And going back to that about the underdog and the best in the world and everything, even on his documentary, he was saying, being obnoxious with the best in the world thing, because who wants to hear somebody say they're the best in the world?
Yeah.
So he admittedly saying that's a heel thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. But still, it's CM Punk and whatever.
Yeah, CM Punk, I mean, people love him for that anyway.
I did like the line that Paul Heyman did about, he's, the beast, whatever, he's my best friend. The way he just tagged that on the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing that stood out for me was, regardless of what I feel about how the parts of this promo, the way he delivered it to the point where while he's still talking, the crowd in the back is chanting CM Punk like if it's a war cry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The way that whole moment came across, I had goosebumps watching it.
Speaking of that crowd, I think that crowd in Austin was pretty darn good.
Yeah. They were hot.
They were very hot at the beginning of the show, definitely at the end of the show with the Diva stuff. There was a little bit of a lull there.
When there needed to be.
Yeah, when there needed to be. But that crowd was responsive. They knew when to chant certain things, and they were active. And props to Austin. Hopefully we can pull that off here when SmackDown...
Yeah, that's what I want to
Sure,
say.
I hope so.
Man. I hope the Toyota Center's on fire.
Fandango.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Man, they need to do that every week.
Yes.
Fandango comes out, cut to break, and then come back to break, and he looks so happy. Oh, my gosh.
Well, hold on. I don't want to move on to Fandango yet. There's one other thing I want to bring up about Heyman.
Okay.
And this is actually from SmackDown, where he was on Miz TV with The Miz.
Okay.
I kind of liked what happened there, where there was that little dynamic with Miz and Heyman, and how Miz was like, I don't want to really interview you. You freaking suck. You're just going to lie anyway. Here, just say whatever you want to say. I thought that was kind of interesting and different for The Miz to do. And the fact that Heyman reacted to that, like, oh, you're going to do me like that? Well, fine. I will take the mic and just say what I'm going to say. And then, at the end there, when The Miz was like trying to walk away and have his moment, Heyman was like, hey, by the way, Miz, here comes the guy that beat you, and then, out comes Curtis Axel. I thought all those dynamics there were really good. I think that the Miz's dynamic and the way the Miz pulled that off was great, as well as Heyman. But of course you're gonna make fun of me because I'm saying nice things about the Miz.
That was actually very pipe bomb-ish.
Okay, good.
So I like the segment too. Heyman's has the history. You don't need a book. Like, everybody knows it. So the fact that he just threw it out there and just said, you know what, I'm not going to waste my time. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
It came off really good.
There was, when I was watching it was, it was interesting. And I was watching it, I was like, there's something different about it, And the fact that, I think it's the way that Miz pulled it off. He was so low-key, so undertone that it's the opposite of him being a tool that he normally is. And I think it worked for the segment.
Okay, well, we should probably mark this down in Houston Wrestling Radio history, the day that both Chris and Travis and Abel all said nice things about The Miz.
Without bashing Abel about it.
Right.
So now you can go to take a dump, go on Twitter, have him Have them trending.
Have my Miz moments.
Yeah, have your Miz moment.
Have your Miz moment in the bathroom.
Rub one out. Have them trending number ones, and then come back. He does this every week.
Yeah, it's kind of sad actually.
We try to cover up for him, but we hear banging on the door, and then we see Twitter like number one. Then it is. He does it all the time, every week. Like I'm already used to it now.
He's trending right now.
Yeah.
God dang it.
Quiet you over there, Porsche. All right. Speaking of promos that were good promos, Mark Henry.
Oh, my heart don't beat Kool-Aid. My heart don't pump Kool-Aid. Oh man,
you talk about the primetime players being gold and being super entertaining. They might have been taking lessons from Mark Henry.
Oh yeah. Man.
God damn, this guy, like, just in this later part of his career here, he's just been money. He's just been so good at what he does and so good at just being himself and being entertaining.
That's what he does.
Dumbass.
Dumbass.
That's why they kept him around for so
tells you
long.
every week.
Yeah.
He tells you every fucking week.
Yeah.
Sexual chocolate was gold.
Well, I don't know if that was gold, but it was funny.
It was good. It was a good start for a young Mark Henry.
Right.
Sexual chocolate was delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my.
This is platinum right now. Henry, man, you can't touch Henry.
Mm-mm.
He wanted the fight. You saw that shit eating green on his face as soon as the Shield music hit.
Yeah, he did.
I think that's the first person since the Shield's been around that welcomed the challenge of just me beat the shit out of these three fuckers. And that, I think that threw him like instantly back into like face mode, regardless of whatever his attitude is. Oh man,
I think he kind of had this look on his face and this expression like, ooh, I wish I would, like.
What was that again, Abel?
You only get that once.
Yeah.
But
I wish that motherfucker would look at me cross-eyed and beat the shit out of his Shield having ass bitches.
People always back Mark Henry, like even when he was healing the John Cena match. I mean, you wanted to see Mark Henry get the title because he's Mark Henry and you love him.
Yeah.
We've seen a face Mark Henry before.
Yeah,
it wasn't so good. Do we want to see that again?
This is kind of like Steve Austin,
anti-hero,
like tweener anti-hero.
Yeah,
this is what we're getting. I don't know if you guys noticed, he didn't high five or he didn't like celebrate or thank the Usos. He just got in there, whooped ass, and then walked
he's
out.
Just out there being a badass.
So
hopefully it'll stay like this.
Hopefully it will stay like that.
Keep the street.
Yeah.
Keep
real,
it
man.
street.
Keep it street, baby.
Mean streets of Sylvie's, Texas.
For real.
Thug life.
And that was a good way of getting him over as a face and having him get the face pop. Him go out in Austin and say, "Hey, I'm from right down the road in Silsby," and of course he was getting the cheap face pop there, and it was a good way to do it.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I'm afraid of. Of just getting the cheap face pops and stuff like that. But
yeah, well, you gotta go cheap sometimes.
You would know.
Yeah.
Low blow. If there was anything down there.
Yeah. Okay. I hate all of you. And there's one last thing for us to talk about.
You shouldn't say that about the audience.
No, not the audience. No, I love our audience.
Yeah, all 6 of you.
Yes. Half our audience is sitting here at this table. Let's move on to the most awesome thing that happened this week. And that's Daniel Bryan's gauntlet match on Raw.
Oh my god.
Yes, exactly.
What I got to see before I had to go back to work was awesome. I mean...
How much did you get to see?
Pretty much most of the first bit with Antonio Cesaro.
Good, yeah.
Which was those uppercuts everywhere.
Let's rewind that for a bit. It started off with...
Swagger. Right.
So we got Daniel Bryan against Swagger.
Which was a good match.
Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah.
It wasn't, phenomenal, but it was pretty darn good.
Good opener.
Solid. Yeah, a good opener. And, I don't want to spend too much time with Swagger because, it was good, whatever.
Fuck Swagger. Okay, get to the good shit.
Match of the week, Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan. That's my
match of the week
choice.
That's my pick.
Yeah.
This is match of the year candidate, I believe.
That'll be on replays on like best of 2013.
Yeah.
Takes me back to WrestleMania 25 when I went to the Ring of Honor show.
Yes.
And that's... I feel like that's the kind of match I was watching.
Did you get flashbacks of Kenta Davey Richards watching
Oh
that?
my god, yes. And remember when Daniel Bryan flew into the third row? Oh my god!
Man.
Yeah, and it took me so back to that moment where, I mean, there's two dudes heated up. More than you can ever build up like Super Cena, like heated up kind of. I mean, this is like Super Saiyan, like 3 smoking meth and riding a shark, kind of.
Technically,
What the hell are you talking about?
technically, with all the beard hair, it's Super Saiyan 4.
Right.
With all the beard hair.
But I mean,
true.
it was just so.
It turns red.
The aggression in that match was just at maximum potential.
Yes.
They
It
were-
was old school ROH style. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it was.
I was almost expecting a handshake after the shit was over.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, Cesaro bringing those European uppercuts the way
Not-
he used
not-
to.
Skip the uppercuts.
Okay.
Even before, like the beginning
Yeah.
of the match.
the,
Yes.
the mat work.
Back and forth.
Yes.
Oh my god. It was so. They pretty much. The average person wouldn't have known it. They would have just thought, you know what, that's a really good match.
Yeah.
Right off the top, a casual person would say, man, that's a really good match.
When really that's
The
vintage
people-
Daniel
that's-
Bryan.
Yeah.
That's and vintage Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vintage Castagnoli. This is like, man, they've had that chemistry for years, and for them to finally be able to spotlight that, because even with Bryan Punk, we didn't get that kind of level of intensity when their comebacks between the two.
Yeah.
Man, the show back and forth, back and then Cesaro, Shoryuken, and then Bryan. Oh my god.
Yeah. So far, I think that we've had 2 Match of the Year candidates. We've had Cena Punk on Raw, and now this one. Are there any ones that we are missing? Year ain't over yet, but so far, are there any other Match of the Year candidates that I'm forgetting about?
Ryback Khali. Nah, just kidding. No.
No, is that it so far?
Man,
I'd have to go back and look and see.
Okay.
Might kind of put Cena Henry up there.
From the
From
pay-per-view?
Money in the Bank.
Get the hell out of here.
No.
You're looking at it because Cena and Henry didn't do all these fests and counters and stuff. The
No, not
story
even
that
that, no.
match told,
No.
it's up for me. It's up there
It was just the ending of the match. It was just kind of.
because Cena won.
Match of
That's
the, you're
why.
saying match of the year?
It wasn't
It's up there
because
dude. I'm
Cena
not
won.
saying-
It was,
really. I'm picking this. I'm picking Cesaro Bryan.
Okay.
But from start to
Dude, we didn't even have that as a Match of the Week candidate. Why are you trying to nominate
Watch
that
it
for
again.
Match of the Year? Well, fool,
No,
you should have brought that up at the time then.
I wasn't here.
Oh yeah, that's right. You weren't here last week.
The only gripe of that match was that the whole build up to the match was Cena trying to FU Mark Henry and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So that match should have ended with Cena finally FUing Henry and beating him. The fact that he went through all the effort to try to FU him 3 times, and then on top of that, he had to beat him by a submission. Storyline wise, the whole match that didn't make sense. But the whole storytelling of the match from start to finish.
Yeah.
Every time Cena even thought about getting a break, Henry stopped him. And it was slow paced, it was cerebral, it was methodical, it was Henry at his best. To the fact that people were cheering for Henry to win that damn match.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
I don't want to agree with you because of
the finish.
The finish, but not so much the fact that Cena won. The fact that the way that happened with the STFs, where it was like, well, Henry was able to crawl out of one, and then he was able to crawl out of one again, and then, okay, well, I'm going to slap it on, and before I even have it cinched in, I'm going to tap. It's like he's the world's strongest man.
Yeah, I wouldn't
you think he would have
to that.
Yeah, he would have been able to power out of it
Right.
all 3 times. You know, and the STF should not have given Henry any trouble. No. That's my big beef with the match. And I understand the whole thing that you're talking about. The story of the match was, revolved around the attitude adjustment or the FU, whatever we want to call it. That's good, but I don't think it's enough to make it a match of the week, much less match of the year.
I think it would have been much better if he would have Cena would have gone just completely ape shit because he couldn't pick him up, and then they just brawl out to the point where the ref just calls the bell.
Yeah.
And nothing happens. There's no title change.
And then we had a rematch.
Or if Henry went to the second rope to do a splash and Cena catches him and hits him with an AA after that, and he beats him.
Yeah, something like that. It could have been a way
match.
better finish that would have made both of them look strong, and you wouldn't have hated Cena so much for winning. You would have been like, well, you would have hated it regardless. But it would have been a lot easier of a pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Oh, one small thing I want to talk about that I just now noticed.
Oh shit.
Let's give a small lesson on how to cheer.
Oh god, here we go.
Here's the one thing that I've noticed. All the people that hate Cena, what do they chant?
Cena sucks. Cena sucks.
So what are you essentially doing?
You're giving him, you're giving him attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Even against the best competition, instead of making the competition look good by chanting for him, you're chanting it, you're throwing it back at Cena.
Mm-hmm.
What I would not like is having this Cena-Bryan match at SummerSlam and have the people chanting against Cena instead of chanting for Bryan.
Yeah.
That would be that would literally change the momentum of everything.
Yeah.
If you really don't like something, don't pay attention to it. I've already the whole hate about the fact that people hate Cena keeps winning. I'm done past that years ago. You know the problem.
Something you gotta accept.
The thing that aggravated me the most about Cena that I figured out was that even now, even up to 2 or 3 years ago, they were still building Cena up, booking him as the underdog when he's already been heavyweight champion 10 times, been there for 9 years, beaten all the top competition. He's not an underdog anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so instead of continuing to get frustrated or complain about Cena, I just started focusing on, hey, look, they got CM Punk. Oh, wow, they got Daniel Bryan. Oh, hey, look at these new guys. But it always frustrated me going to a live event or watching it on television. If Cena has some competition that you really want to see him win, why the fuck aren't you cheering for them? Instead, you're giving Cena what he wants. You're saying you don't like Cena, but you're giving him the attention anyway by chanting against him, even though you're still chanting for him.
Yeah, because the way WWE sees it is that any attention's good attention, whether it's heel heat or face pop.
Hell, they made a T-shirt out of it.
Yeah, the reason Cena's still around basically is because he's getting a reaction from everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if it's a mixed reaction, he's still getting it from everyone.
Wrestling's always been about reactions. Whoever gets the biggest reaction, whether it's good or bad.
So here's to hoping that SummerSlam, not to go overboard, but it's that SummerSlam is the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Let's move past John Cena. Let's start chanting more for Daniel Bryan, especially, and just...
People are going to get way behind Daniel Bryan, though. People
and that's what I hope so.
I mean, the fact that
because
his chant's been around for over a year.
Every person that they've put Cena up against, whether they've been a bad guy or a good guy, they don't cheer for them. The people that hate John Cena cheer against John Cena.
And I think
that's why
with Bryan... I think with Bryan, they have the perfect opportunity to cheer for Bryan with the yes and the no's and all that because, those are Daniel Bryan
Even
chants.
if you're chanting no when Cena's hitting Bryan, you're not chanting against Cena.
You're chanting for Bryan. Yeah. That's there's subtle differences there. There's nuances, but you are totally 100% right. You're cheering for Bryan.
Yeah.
And we've sung the praises of this for the last month. D-Bry is the only guy right now that is over with all demographics.
Yeah.
The kids love him, the girls love him, the guys love him, the old people love him, everybody loves him.
He's like the Jeff Hardy of the last decade. Did you ever notice that no matter how many times
I never liked Jeff Hardy, so that's a bad one.
the thing was there were the people that they stuck John Cena against that were from Attitude Era. They would cheer for the Attitude Era guys and boo Cena.
Yeah.
But when Cena was against new guys from that new generation, they would always cheer for Cena and they would boo the new guys. But Jeff Hardy had that, like Daniel Bryan does now, where everybody liked them. The girls like Jeff Hardy because it's a girl that like Jeff Hardy. The guys like Jeff Hardy because he's the Attitude Era guy that did all the spots.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody liked Hardy, and that's how he ended up getting his run. That's the similarity I'm seeing with Daniel Bryan right now, that everyone, big or small, woman or man, is falling for this Daniel Bryan character. And hopefully this is the character that actually eclipses the beast of John Cena to where we can finally find... This could be the next person to lead the company.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
definitely.
they can get... If all the SummerSlam is the line to cross. If the fans cheer for Bryan instead of booing for Cena, then this is going to be the beginning of the end of John Cena being the top guy, the guy being shoved down the throats, the Superman, the main guy, the poster boy, the whatever excuse you have that you don't like Cena. This could be the end of it, the beginning of the end of it, coming up at SummerSlam.
Well,
I hope so.
definitely, because I mean, with Bryan, you got a guy that all the smarts love. Everybody that, I mean, he's done paid his dues.
Hell yeah.
know.
Shit.
Long time ago. Done. I mean, so he's got that established. Like you said, all the kids love him. He's over.
Because he's their height.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a perfect, kind of role model guy.
Vegan.
Even without that, like, just,
he seems very kid friendly.
Yeah, definitely very, very kid friendly. He's not, but he has that intensity in his wrestling matches that puts you at that level.
He's being booked right.
Yeah.
So far.
They're still going with so far. They're going with the underdog, especially the last month, with him freaking out and going crazy.
Being the weak link and all.
Yeah, that's the classic underdog story. Right now, they're doing it right because he's still showing effectiveness in the ring. He's not getting lucky. He's whipping ass.
Yeah. There's still more upside to it.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's the reason why this whole Bellas crap scares me, because he doesn't need any of that shit right now.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
it definitely
Bryan
does not need to be in
Bryan
his
is enough. We don't need Bryan plus
That's why they
extra.
broke him off from Kane.
We were talking about this last week about the possibility of the E show getting tied into this Cena and D-Bry feud, and we thought, well, this might be interesting, this might work, but the more I thought about it and the more we talk about it here right now, you're right. Keep that away.
Just like you guys agreed that, and after hearing you guys talk about it last week that I wasn't here, it made perfect sense. Bryan didn't need the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
He's bigger than the briefcase. He's bigger than anything right now. He didn't need the briefcase. He doesn't need Kane. Sure as fuck didn't need a Bella in a program.
Yeah.
This right here is enough. Don't fuck it up.
It's still crazy to me how much, it's not just one time, it's been multiple times. When they're doing crowd shots, when Daniel's in the ring, everybody is doing the pointing and the cheering. Yes, the whole fucking arena is bananas the way that they're showing it every week. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that is very reminiscent of reactions that I think Stone Cold got. Whenever you hear the glass break, all of a sudden everybody's standing up immediately, and they do that crowd shot of the glass breaking, and everybody just stands up automatically. That is what it's like when Daniel Bryan's music hits and he comes out, he starts doing the yes, yes, and everybody is doing the yes, yes, yes.
I mean, you had a great, song for his entrance too. I mean, it's really
Stone Cold or D-Bry?
D-Bry.
The guitar version.
It's super, all hype to that song. So it just gets the crowd right.
I like him in the
from a
beginning
musician.
when they had the original Valkyrie with just the organs and the orchestra stuff. But then when they changed it to the guitar, oh man, it's even more cranked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good stuff. And this guy right now, he's on top of the world.
There was
he needs to be on top of the world.
There was an episode of Raw.
Very good, Abel.
There was an episode of Raw where The Rock defended the belt against Mankind the night that Mankind won it for the first time. Where they had
the ratings were switched.
They had the corporation and then they had DX. And then out of nowhere, Stone Cold's music hits.
The loudest pop ever.
And that was the loudest pop ever. I think the last month, every time Bryan has come out live on Raw, that pop's been beaten.
Possibly.
That pop's been beaten. And not
maybe
only
it's been that long
it's
since
continuous. Because as soon as he gets in the ring and the music quiets down, all you hear are the yes chants.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as he grabs the mic and puts it close to his mouth about to speak, more yes chants. He can't even get a word in edgewise sometimes.
Yeah.
The whole in the beginning with Maddox and Cena, and then Bryan comes out. He couldn't talk. He had a smirk on his face because he couldn't talk because everybody kept chanting his name. Kept chanting yes.
Last week when Cena was supposed to pick whoever he wanted,
he couldn't
even finish. He couldn't.
Like, hey, I got a 10-minute promo I need to do here. Can you already finish? Let me get to it.
Can y'all shut the hell up so I can say it's Daniel
Bryan? I get it. Fuck.
Yes, I'm about to say it's Daniel Bryan. Let me get there. Yeah. That was a very special moment right there.
I really thought it was going to be the Brooklyn Brawler.
No. Pete, get the hell out of here with that crap. Brooklyn Brawler. You're on suspension.
You're not a rock star anymore.
Yeah.
You're back to roadie.
Oh. Oh man. So that was awesome stuff.
I did want to say one thing about.
Go ahead.
You said that he doesn't keep him away from his Bella Diva shit special. With SummerSlam coming up, with that being, they admittedly, the second biggest show of the year. WrestleMania, they like to throw in the media crossovers. This is the next biggest show.
Yeah.
And every year they've done it they've been doing it in LA.
It's in LA, yeah, of all places in fucking LA.
Coverage,
Yeah.
I know.
So, I mean, yeah, that probably is more likely. Hopefully that doesn't really ruin it too much.
And I hope they don't fuck anything up with McMahon, the McMahon storyline. That's just...
Yeah.
But if he can do the same thing for Daniel Bryan that he did with Stone Cold,
yeah,
be the boss who's like, who's this fucker? I don't want him. He doesn't look like
Where's
a champion.
the rest of them?
Yeah, he doesn't look like a champion. He's not championship material. If they can pull that off again, maybe.
Speaking of all that, I know that this isn't necessarily the McMahons, but it's still an authority figure, and I felt like it was very subtle on Raw. So subtle to the fact that I don't know if it was actually there, is the heat that Maddox kind of had for Bryan. Why the hell was Maddox wanting to be so diabolical in throwing all these opponents at Bryan? And then after Cesaro was done, and then he was like, oh, he has another opponent. Let's see if he could get through this. And they did that like close up of him, and they're making him look like he was maniacal and really wanted.
Yeah.
That even happened in the promo in the beginning with Cena. That he's like, "Oh, hey, Cena, I'm curious. The WWE Universe is curious. Out of all the people you brought, why did you pick Bryan?" And then Cena literally the one time of the show that I liked Cena's were, "Oh, okay, here." He literally threw the belt at Matt. Like, here, you care about that so much? Give it to the Great Khali.
Yeah,
and then he brought up Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, all the short guys, all the lightweights that you didn't need to have the weight to beat the man, And
well, didn't the commentators hit on that during the show? It's like there's someone feeding info to Maddox, like some higher power is giving Maddox these ideas or whatever.
Well,
like McMahon, obviously, but
It's a cool angle because, like you said, it's like kind of like the Stone Cold Vince McMahon boss pick. Where with Stone Cold, he wasn't championship material because he was a beer slugging son of a bitch,
right?
Who
Yeah,
just whooped ass and didn't listen to his boss. Whereas this is going to be still again the underdog story, not the we're cheering for him because he's one of us and we're a bunch of badass big truck driving beer swilling rednecks. But and with this it's just you can bring in Maddox as the authority figure because I know McMahon's not going to want to be on TV all the time these days. He's old.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at actually, is whether or not this means that this will relieve McMahon from being the authority figure and having Maddox be the authority figure that'll be the heel, or if the person that, like Travis is saying, was feeding information to was McMahon, and this is going to lead to McMahon and Bryan having some sort of heat or something. I don't know. I mean, at this point, it's a little bit like grasping at straws here because it's so early, and like I said, it was kind of subtle. But it really just kind of gave me pause to be like, where are they going with Maddox here being the guy that's
I was just confused why
D-Bry.
Alex Riley was with him.
Yeah, random.
Yeah,
that was so random. This dude's alive. LOL.
I missed I initially missed that first part of Raw, so I didn't know if I had missed anything in the beginning. Apparently not.
No, you didn't. That was just totally 100% random. Alex Riley.
I texted you about that. It's like, well, okay, why is he with him?
I don't know.
You're like, I don't know.
There he is. Hey. All right. Are we done with WWE talk?
What are you looking forward to more, Punk, Lesnar, or Bryan Cena?
That's a tough one.
for me, it's Bryan Cena, man.
I really want to see the Lesnar CM Punk match, though.
Yeah, I would say Lesnar Punk because I think that I'll be more happy with the outcome. I want to be all excited about D-Bry versus Cena, but then again,
we got that lingering history in the past. Yeah. What's going to happen with that
history
match.
has taught me don't look forward to Cena losing because you'll just be disappointed.
I'm not looking forward to Cena losing as much as I'm looking for just D-Bry to get highlighted and get put in that spot.
Yeah.
It's got to be more than that, though. He's got to win. He's got to
he's
got to beat him clean.
Of course he's got to beat him clean.
The iron's hot right now, and they have to strike on it. You know, if they have D-Bry lose all this heat and all this momentum D-Bry has, just up in smoke, man. It's going to go away.
And I don't think they're going to do it. I don't see that happening with him.
And Cena does not need the rub. Cena doesn't need to have another guy fed to him. Cena is as maxed out as he's going to get as far as popularity goes. Like, you don't need to build Cena anymore.
And I say this goes back to when he first won the title. He says, "Oh, I'm not going anywhere. This title's not leaving, me for a long time." This is, he basically said, "Whoever's going to beat me deserves it."
Yeah.
Here comes D-Bry.
And
the hottest fucking person they have on the roster right now.
Hopefully he is the one that WWE thinks deserves it.
I'm almost afraid to, when we get to predictions here in a couple weeks, I'm kind of afraid to say I want D-Bry to win.
I kind of have a prediction already.
Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
And share with the class.
Remember last pay-per-view how I was saying that if Bryan won the briefcase and Henry finally beat Cena?
Yeah.
For all those years that Henry was champion, and then in 17 seconds, Bryan beats him.
Yeah.
More storyline-wise, the whole reason that Bryan, in the last couple of months, that his character got to where it's now is because he actually beat Orton in that hardcore match. So what's to happen if Bryan finally beats Cena and then Orton cashes it in on Bryan and makes the heel and solidifies a heel turn? Yeah. Storyline-wise, between Orton and Bryan.
That'd be a great.
If you
Orton would have nuclear heat.
Not only would Orton have nuclear heat, that could solidify even further that crossing the line of getting over Cena and moving to Bryan. That would be the best.
Focus on D-Bry and Orton, and Cena could do his own shit, not even worry about the title.
Unless they kind of shoehorn Cena in there for a triple threat. I could see that wind up happening.
WWE doesn't tend to do that, though.
They did with Del Rio when he cashed in against CM Punk after he beat Cena at SummerSlam.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because Del Rio didn't get his rematch, so Cena could be like, well, I want my rematch, and blah, 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 and then bam, three-way.
Yeah.
Well, who else could Cena feud with if he's not feuding for the title?
I don't know. Freaking JTG. I don't give a shit.
Oh, man.
Couldn't wrestle his way out of a box of Fruity Pebbles, man.
No one's arguing that.
Okay. Let's wrap it up, man. I think we're done for this week for WWE Talk. And, of course, all the other wrestling talk in general. Pete, you got your stuff coming up this week. Good luck to you and your band.
Thank you.
And look forward to hearing your new recorded music. And then maybe we could have some new music on our show.
Yeah, definitely. We should be recording in early October.
Okay.
And how can everybody get to your information?
We're on Facebook. Facebook.com/Gnar World Order. You can download our stuff at www.gnarworldorder.bandcamp.com. Follow us on Twitter, too, at Gnar World Order.
Yes, with a G, right?
Yeah, GNAR. Gnar as in gnarly.
Because he's from, down on the island, you see.
Right.
They do a lot of surfing. That's surfer lingo.
Skateboarding.
And he's a rock star.
And he's a rock star who does shots with Bruce Pritchard.
And blades.
Blades during their concerts. Well,
They're incites riots at anime conventions.
Indeed.
I think I might have
like a rock star.
We're supposed to do something called Awesome Fest somewhere up here in this area, like Webster.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be sometime at the end of August. I think like the 23rd through 25th or something like that. And someone's trying to convince me to do a backyard match there after we play.
Oh, God.
So I don't know how that might go, but who knows.
Maybe you could get your challenge with dashing Nigel Assington out of the way.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain he would be at that show, too. So.
That'd be pretty funny to see.
That would be a good place to I'd take him on over there.
Yeah.
No holds barred.
Avenge yourself for him besmirching your name, calling you Peter the Wiener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't take kindly to that. I don't take kindly to anything.
All right, man. Let's see what else we got. Just do some more cheap plugs before we head on out here. Awesome AG Designs. Yeah. Check them out on Facebook, Awesome AG Designs, and on Twitter at Mean Aaron G. Don't forget Reality Wrestling. When's the next Reality Wrestling coming up, Porsche?
Reality Wrestling is August 10th.
August 10th, so come on out to that.
August 10th.
Yep, another show, more recordings for the YouTube. We've already had one of the YouTube episodes come out from this past month, right?
Yes, actually no, it'll be up on Wednesday.
Which would be
today.
Today, right?
Yes,
well,
sorry.
yeah, we're recording on Tuesday. If you're listening to this now, it's probably Wednesday or later, right? So go to YouTube after this and go look at ROW stuff. Search Booker T's ROW. There you go. All right. Let's see what else we got. Our friends from Stoppage Time, Hero and Hammer. Go listen to their podcast. Hey, good news. I don't know if I should be letting the cat out of the bag or if they already did it, but they're trying to get. About getting on Stitcher?
Yeah, they posted on Facebook already.
Okay, hey, yeah, go check them out on Stitcher Radio. So you can download them off of iTunes. And
After you listen to us.
Yeah, after you listen to us. We'll both be on your queue.
Right, there you go. Right.
So check them out on Stitcher or download them off of iTunes. Also follow them on Twitter at HNH Stoppage Time. And also Facebook, Stoppage Time with Hero and Hammer. Ta-da! What am I forgetting? Oh yeah, Pile Driver Podcast, Wizards Podcast, marking out. All those guys, good guys. Also, don't forget the Wrestling Game at thewrestlinggame.com. And that's it.
SmackDown.
Yes, SmackDown. Don't forget to go to SmackDown.
Oh, SmackDown, yes.
SmackDown.
Thursday, July 25th, Toyota Center.
Yeah.
RVD, CM Punk, Sin
Cannot
Cara,
wait.
and a bunch of other people.
Ebro.
I
Hopefully D-Bry.
thought that was hilarious that during Raw when they were showing the commercials for SmackDown, it had like all these big name guys, Rob Van Dam and, WWE Champion and, so and so and so and so. And then they snuck in there in between Sin Cara.
Yeah. So if you're Mexican, you have a reason to come to the show. So get the family and throw them in the back of the truck and come on down. Tickets are only $20 a person. You can catch it in enough aluminum cans to bring in your family.
Bring all them Bud Light cans you got.
Pinche pobre güeyes.
I don't understand a word that you just said.
That's the point.
Oh, God. As far as that goes, I think that's the show, guys. So,
Yay.
Why not?
adios, my friends. Keep it classy. Toodles.
Give me that! For all my problems, just write me a chat. You know you're rich, you only get richer. Cover the beat, you're trash and litter. You'll be gone, and I'll be treated. These even faster rats are damn head on to hell. With these certain fucks, your B-side attractions, they all fucking suck. Look doors up! Look doors up! Look doors up! Yeah! Look doors up! Look doors up! Our traffic, drinking and driving and causing havoc. Out of towners who drive too slow, don't even know which way to go. I'm sick and tired of waiting in line behind some vultures at a traffic light. Survivors go to crowd the t-shirt shop. We're choosing the beat with fucking sucks. Look doors up! Look doors up! Look doors up! Yeah! Look doors up! Look doors up! Look doors up! Yeah!
Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning into this week's show. I really appreciate it. You may have noticed that we did not have our normal outro that we usually do. Well, that's because this week we had a song from Gnar World Order that we played. That's the first track off of their EP entitled War on Tourism. The track itself is also entitled War on Tourism. If you liked it, try to, check out Gnar World Order on the internet. You can find them on Facebook, and you can also find them on Twitter, as well as their website that Pete had mentioned earlier on in the show. Also, make sure you go and check them out after SmackDown here in Houston at Dean's. Hope to see you guys there. Also, kind of snuck in a little Easter egg here. We're always talking about how we have really, really funny things that happen that never actually make it to the show, that kind of don't really fit. Well, Chris kind of twisted my arm this week and said, hey, we got to sneak this into the show somehow. So this following audio that you're about to hear is basically us attempting to start recording this week's show, and it was just messed up by Chris and Porsche and myself and Travis just goofing around and having fun. So maybe we'll do more Easter eggs like this soon, but for right now, we have a little bit here for you to check out, and I hope you enjoy it.
Soap Joe, Penis Joe, Machete Joe, The Walking Joe,
Soprano Joe, right?
The Soprano Joe.
There's no context.
Weeds Joe. What is Weeds Joe?
There's no context for this. We gotta start over. Save it for later in the show. No, come on.
You can never.
We are recording.
You can never.
Silence.
You're so silent.
This is a 3-man show.
So what the heck is Abel?
That was a good one.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Start that one over.
Just turn off all the lights. We won't see her.
No.
Okay.
Start the show.
We'll still hear her.
Start it over.
You can never do a live show, could you?
Probably not.
Can we do a live show? Okay, stop. Let's do it over.
Take 47, action.
We've been recording for the past hour and a half.
No, for real, start it over.
Okay.
Come on, no.
You can cut this, right?
I know, but I want to have an accurate reading.
Actually, don't cut it.
I'm good.
This is the show.
Either
this
way,
is the show
I'm
right
gonna-
now.
Either way, I'm gonna cut it.
Aww.
Because I wanted to
Plus
save
kill over
that
here.
Joe stuff for during the show when we had context for it.
Half the stuff that we shoot the shit before the show even starts is like some of the best stuff we have.
Well, I know, but that's
That's
why.
I know. Razzle frazzle.
Travis, come on, God damn it!
Oh God.
Just
Okay, I paused.
pausing ain't gonna do shit. Just pausing it.
Yeah, he like texted WCW. I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on. Okay, wait. Okay. So out of nowhere, I'm sitting at the house watching porn, and this guy like texts me. And this is his text. We should go on the show and talk about WCW as if we didn't know it was gone. And and literally, like I'm half busting a nut, so I'm texting him back. Look what I texted him back down here.
What show?
What show? Like, oh, let's talk soccer, and all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, oh, WCW,
Yeah,
soccer,
yeah.
like what the fuck?
And not only was it what show, it was WAA or WHA what show. Wow.
I don't know. I think it'd be funny.
He's like, I think it'll be funny. Like, all right. So, God,
That's ridiculous.
We could steal that.
What? Just talk about.
you know what I was thinking?
Yeah.
If you guys had like a weekend to kill or whatever, like once a month, we can get together and review like an old pay-per-view, or we could sit together and watch like the documentary.
There's other podcasts that do that.
and give our review on
Fuck
it,
them.
or just shoot shit. Like I don't remember the last year and a half of WCW. I think after Goldberg lost the streak, I lost interest and I stopped watching.
So did everybody else. It's okay.
Dude, I was bored at work one day, so I went through Wikipedia, and I went through from Goldberg losing at 98, the pay-per-views, and like the attendance. And it went from like 16, 15, 16, 15, 16, 15, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6. And then I think the Greek pay-per-view was the last one. They only had like 5,000 people. And I was watching like YouTube clips, and you can see like in the first section, like the bottom bowl, like empty seats like almost everywhere. Wow. And then like even on the top, like you can see like more emptiness.
Wow, it's like the genesis of TNA.
Oh my god!
That's
like when you're saying 8 and 6.
That would be a hell of a segue if we were starting the show.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to start all over again.
I haven't even started the damn show yet. We still recording this.
Welcome to the 40s. Welcome to the 42nd episode of Houston Wrestling Radio. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
This is Abel.
You do it, man.
This is Travis. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Wow.
I think that's Chris.
Wow. No, go ahead, man. Yeah, you're doing a wonderful job.
A bang-up job, man.
Chris, you almost killed yourself trying to get that out. You still haven't fully got it out yet.
That's what she said.
This is how we're going to get
I think we now know what Chris's O face looks like.
And there goes our last listeners.
We have listeners.
Oh my god. I think the only listeners are still in this house.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't listen to it.
Your own wife doesn't listen to the show.
Randy don't listen to the show.
What?
Yeah. She never listens to
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
None of the ones that she was on?
Those she did. Oh my god.
I forgot she was on a few.
Hey, Abel. Tell Pete to cancel. He's the. We're not got time to do everything.
We had an interview with Gnar World Order. We're gonna just play Metallica instead.
There's no way we're gonna have Metallica on this show. That's way too expensive.
No, play the theme song for like 5 minutes.
We'll play. Well, yeah, fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
Take 27.
Oh my god.
Action.
How are you guys doing?
Not good anymore. I was okay until you showed up. You started acting like a jackass.
This is every day. You should know this by now.
You need to tell your maid to stop talking, keep cleaning. It's a 3-man show. It's a 3-man show. You got high ceilings, make her reach. Vámonos.
I'm wearing the damn
Oh god. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna save this and save it for a blooper reel or something later. Because putting this in an episode, it just won't make sense.
Chris,
Like,
we'll take that. That's a win.
Yeah.
That's a
Okay.
win.
I want to hear it.
Okay.
Rewind that.
Yeah.
Cut it.
We got
Fuck.
6 minutes here of bullshit nobody will be able to understand.
No, save it after this episode. Leave like 30 or 45 seconds dead air,
Oh, and
or
then,
a minute
yeah.
dead air, and then we'll just replay and then just play this.
Yeah.
Make it like
Okay.
it's gonna be a Marvel movie.
Yeah. Stick around after the credits. There you go. See?
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great!
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!